here, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. Y'all been working me like a giveaway all damn day. I've been live streaming. I feel like damn kites are not in this bitch. I ain't never worked this damn hard on social media in my life. Y'all gonna have to give me and the King Oota, baby, all the roses, all the likes, all the subscribes, all the money, all the donations, all the cash apps, all the things, baby, because we are burning calories for y'all out here in these streets. We have another riveting Day 3 P. Diddy trial update featuring fellow content creator, moderator, as well as our own personal boots to the ground reporter straight from the trial house himself to get into all things that played out today. You guys know we had a midday report. Oota gonna go over a little bit of that, give us a play-by-play, man. It's been a lot going on. I've been seeing the headlines, waiting for the Oota to be on the go around this bitch. So before we get into that, run the likes up, all the way up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, set your notification. I told y'all you can't rely on YouTube to notify you, so you gotta check the platform manually. At this point, baby, you can check it literally confidently, manually, every single day by the hour at this point, because it's been breaking news every day, all damn day. Everything is happening all at damn once, and we ain't gonna sleep until we got it all right? Also, if you're new here, definitely subscribe. Shout out to the 53.4K. We are growing, and you guys know this is a multifaceted platform. We do it all over her. Also, make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the king is in fact kinging. And please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Instagram, your Facebook, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact the link. Just let them whores know the real out, real live, and we're certainly in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, Conscious Crew? Of course, I got to shout out baby mother King Goddess for the old nasty child support check, man. She said she couldn't leave the baby daddy empty-handed because we out here working. Thank you so much, baby. I love you down. Appreciate you long time, baby. Appreciate you all the way, child. Y'all already know all donation information is in the description box below, as well as Oota On Go, his Cash App, his Instagram, his YouTube. With no further ado, this man hardly needs no introduction. Welcome once again to the platform in the sanctuary, Oota.
Oota. You know we on go. Shout out to CTV. Shout out to the CTV crew. Shout out to all of the people in the chat. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Another crazy day in court, man.
Day 3. And I just want to, before we get started, I got to shout out. You have been killing the Renaissance aesthetic. The fashions have been fashioning, Oota. You've been bringing the style to the Diddy trial.
I appreciate you.
Shout out, man. I appreciate that. You know, I'm addressing as nigga. So
you know how we got.
I appreciate that. All right, man. So it's a lot going on today. And once again, Oota, if you want to tell the folk where they can find you at personally, I do have all your information in the description box. But if you want to tell the folk where they can find you at, let them know.
You already know, man. Y'all find me on YouTube. You know, I made an Instagram for my channel as well. So y'all can subscribe to the channel. That's how y'all message me as well. If you want to get in contact with me in any way, you hit me on Instagram. But any other channel that you're going to look for me for, they're all going to be named Oota On Go. So if I haven't created the other platforms, then that's what it'll be. But YouTube, y'all run it up. You already know the vibe.
Shout out to T Goddess for the old dancing piece of child support check. Thank you, baby.
It was real, man. It was real conscious.
Okay, because Oota, I've been working all fucking day.
I see you. I've been working and seeing you live. I was getting updates on the DDG, watching your shit. While
I'm sick. Man, I
love
love this. We do this for the people, man. Now I know it was giving y'all a day in hell with New York with this rain. It been pouring down. Everybody been reporting live from the tsunami going on in New York. You know, I always gotta ask you, what was the energy like today? Any outside courtroom action? I know folk was being strolled out in ambulances and gurneys and shit, and people were getting arrested.
Today, again, I had to wild on some paparazzis again, some camera people, news people, and all of them. I know they tired of me, but it's all right. My name is Oota. I'm the last one. Yo, Diddy family is coming out of the van from a lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming out. Another one of Diddy's family, she's an older woman, bro. You know what I'm saying? People is so fiending to view the mother and take a video that they have pushed this woman into a barricade. You hear me? Do you hear me? I had to bark on them then. And then when they left, I got the video on live. When they left, when the family left, I said, nah, Ma, you good? Because look, I had to, don't make me have to go in the backpack because it's going to get like that. What you doing? The family said, get Oota number. That's what I was told. They said they told security. Look. I don't know what's going on.
Gene Deal. Oota giving you a run for your money, Gene Deal. He giving you a run. He giving you a run for your bodyguard money, Gene Deal. Come get your job, bro.
We outside, man. Today was a wild day, though, man. You know, some of the highlights of today. Today they ended up going through all of the. First of all, I knew it was going to be something when they was like, we want to introduce evidence B103, B109, B15, B109, B109, B18, B28A, B. I'm like, what's all of that? And when they saying this, they're about to obviously show us it. You know what I'm saying? When they say the evidence, they bring it up for the court first. Say, do you recognize that? Cassie's going to look at it on the screen. She said, okay, do you understand that document to be true? That is you. That is a real document. That is what you've seen with the text message, whatever they showing you. Is this the thing that you see? They say yes. Then they say, all right, y'all, we want to admit it into evidence, publish it for the court. And when they publish it, because they published parts of the freak off, but they didn't publish it to us. That's the first time I've seen that they didn't show us something on the screen. They was talking about the freak off. She was like, what do you see now? She said, that's me and Jules. And that's us in a freak off. It's me and Dave in a freak off. Anyway. They went through all of these numbers, right? All of these numbers. It was like 15 people. Let me show you. Let's go to the quick. Let's just go to the quick. And then I'm gonna get you know how we do it. Look, let me just do this, y'all. Okay, you know I love y'all. Look. Listen to me. First of all, she said, how much free calls she can buy? She said in the hundreds. In the hundreds. She said it's impossible for me to remember that. In the
endless.
In the hundreds, she said today. You hear me? And she confirmed Jonathan Adi. They said, who is this guy on the screen? I'm going to show you. Look. So they gave Cassie a binder at one point. They said, I want you to look through the binder. Look at the photos that's in the binder. So this is what we listen to. Like, what's in the binder? She like, okay, cool. All right, give us the binder. Okay, do you see everything that the image is correct and everything like that? She says, okay, yes. They say, publish it to the court. Now we get to start seeing. So they say, they bring up, publish image B102, whatever, the first B, right? So then they go into it. 26A-17. Who's this? It's a Spanish guy, look like some Antonio Banderas dude, got a goatee, a ponytail, he kind of big, whatever, got a button-up shirt on some Rico Suave type, and he's one of the guys. Who is he? He's Ash. He's a Latin guy. He's from Cowboys and Angels. Cowboys and Angels is an escort service that she started to use after they was using Craigslist and Backpage. They began to use Cowboys and Angels because they have they're like a big escort service and they have different escort services all over the country, all over the state. I mean, over the country. So that was the first guy. They said, so where were you? She said, where do you know him from? From freak offs. Where were you with him? LA, Ibiza. She started naming a couple other places. They said, let's add 26A, 62 in. It's a big black bald guy. They're like, where he from? She don't even know the name. This is what's so crazy too. Some people that was naming, she don't even know their names, bro. And she done probably had multiple interactions with people. Like, I mean, this is the gravity of what we're talking about. She don't even remember some people's names, bro. So, right. So she says, so it's a big black guy. So 26A69619. He's Islander. He was on a site. He was on a site called Latin Men, and he was hired for LA freak offs. Then they go to a white guy named Tommy, some white guy, bro, named Tommy. He was hired by Garen. Garen did a lot of this hiring by Garen, a guy named Garen in Miami. Then they showed a 634. They showed a big black bald guy with a big beard, and he was hired by Garen mainly for Los Angeles as well. Then he showed another guy, a white blonde guy, bro. He looked like an Englishman. White blonde, white mustache, white beard, white mustache, big blonde hair, looked like a skateboarder, bro. Looked like a skateboarder. Wow. His name is Skylar. She said, "Do you know him?" She said, "Yeah, that's Skylar." Where did you know?
He sounds like he looks like a Skylar.
She said his name was Skylar. She said, "Yeah, that's Skylar." She said, "Where do you know Skylar from? From Freak Off, whatever. Where was he used at?" He said he was used in LA. Then there was a white guy named Jake. Jake looked like a fake Orlando Bloom looking. He looked like a you know what I mean, a poor man. You know what I mean, a Orlando Bloom looking. Jake was there. He was hired by Garen for LA. Then there was a Spanish dude named Greg who was hired for freak offs in Miami. And then we got to 624. Okay, 22A 624, which was Jonathan Adi. And she said, yes, we saw him.
And that's the guy on the screen.
She said, yes, we saw him several times. And we would usually see him in Miami, though. We would use him in
one of their faves.
So,
okay, so here's the thing, Oota. Here's the thing, Oota, because, I had brought him up to you the other day about, if he was probably going to enter the group chat. So now they actually plan on allegedly bringing him in as a witness. She done verified, yes. Jonathan Adi, I went earlier for a midday report, showed the interrogation video of this guy sitting down in 2018 after he got arrested for shooting up Trump's towers and told the fucking FBI that he been a sex slave for Diddy and Cassie, that they were running a drug ring, a sex ring, that he done did pink and liquid cocaine with them. He also contracted. Oh yeah, the Diddy and Rick Ross are gay and same gender loving, along with Khaled. And he also said that he contracted herpes and that Diddy settled out of court with him for $1.5 million as a result of that herpes contract. And his wife also did an interview with News Nation and corroborated the $1.5 million settlement, because Jonathan Adi ended up taking that settlement check and buying up a bunch of luxury expensive property in Florida with the settlement money from Diddy. So now my question to you is, today, when Jonathan Adi or Odie came up, and this probably will come up, I guess, maybe when they actually bring him in, because right now he's on trial for a murder, burglary, all type of other shit. Got a lot going on, talking about he looking forward to his freedom. Bitch, you ain't gonna be free to your next incarnation, man. However, I don't know how the hell did he contract herpes from Diddy? Because he doesn't say herpes from Cassie. He says from Diddy. So I'm like,
crazy, bro. That was crazy, because Cassie even said that in the thing. She said Diddy's not. She said my husband's not gay. That's what she said. She said my husband's not gay, though. You know what I mean? That was the crazy thing that Cassie said that. When Phillips, the escort, was first introduced to Cassie. And she went to the bachelor. He was supposed to be at the bachelorette thing. She said, my husband's here. He's doing a special thing for me, whatever the case may be. And he's not gay. You know what I'm saying? So I never heard of them saying that he did, so far, I haven't gotten to that he did actual gay acts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then there was some part that everybody was saying, he wanted the sperm and all that.
It was gay-ish, but wasn't direct. Yeah. So with Adi or Odie claiming that he got herpes from Diddy, I'm like, maybe he just felt guilty about throwing Cassie in it. But he would have, if he didn't have direct intimate contact with Diddy, he would have had to contract it through Cassie. But then how do you know it came from Diddy when he's having her outsourced for dick on Craigslist? Nobody's being screened. Everybody getting a random dick. He having niggas bust up in her. She already saying she been having freak offs on her period. She been having freak offs while she got urinary tract infections.
Yes.
And people pissing in her. So I mean, for all we know, that's why I was asking you. I wonder, does that mean Cassie has got herpes? I mean, They,
I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't want to go down that road. She's pregnant. So for me, I would only hope that she's good. She looks well. She looks good. She looks full. She's
I mean, as
pregnant.
long as she being treated, she can be
You know what I
with.
mean? She looks good. She looks healthy. I just, you know what I mean, wish her a safe delivery and her baby.
The reason why I'm asking this though is
I don't want
because
to speculate too much on her baby. You know what I mean?
but see, the reason why I'm
You know what
asking
I'm saying? People pregnant. Nigga. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Mama Bears. I ain't got nothing to do
you can
with
be
Mama
HIV,
Bears.
you can be HIV positive and be pregnant and have a healthy baby that ain't got the HIV, that ain't got the herpes, don't get you under treatment, etc. All this cool. But the reason I'm asking is because I know that like this is a criminal trial. They charge everybody with shit, and I'm wondering if they're going to explore whether like STDs, because in some states it's illegal to withhold passing certain illnesses or lacking disclosure around certain illnesses. I know they have laws for HIV disclosure. I don't know if they have laws also for herpes disclosure too. But I'm just curious with him having this testimony, you know, if that's going to become relevant at this point. But y'all didn't hear any of that today about herpes or anything like that.
Let me scan my brain. No, not that I remember. No. She just talked about her having to do pre-course during her UTIs and it was burning and things like that. She spoke about having sores in her mouth because of things keep going and grinding in her mouth. And she got this astral glide and all this baby oil in the mouth and on her lips and all this stuff. So she had some sores on her tongue based on the friction that was going in her mouth from giving oral. And the astral glide and the baby oil and all this stuff, and the drugs and all this other stuff and everything else she was doing. So he said that she had some sores in her mouth, and they asked, "Why did you have sores on your tongue?" Because she had the sores on the tongue through the constant friction of the freak-offs and all the stuff that she was doing for the amount of duration of the time she was doing it, mixed in with the astral glide and the lubricants and all these things, just giving you irritations in your mouth. Yeah, that was crazy.
What the fuck? All right.
A lot of abuse today. They showed pictures of the abuse a lot. Black eyes, busted lips, big. He said one day he kicked out of she was trying to leave and he went and spoke to her and she was leaving through the door. Nigga kicked in her back, kicked her on the floor, kicked on the back, like get out. Boom, kicked in her back. But then she showed the picture, and that was one of the first times. That was in 2011. And then she sent that message to her mother saying, like, yo, she was being abused by this guy. Like, I'm saying, like, she don't like this and all these types of things. So this could be seeming like some way leaning towards the coercion parts that the prosecution is trying to claim. And because you see her reaching out saying that she don't want this. She don't want this. Since 2011. You know that she's been dealing with him since like 2007. She got signed since like 2006. But I think it was 2007 while in Las Vegas is when she shared the first kiss with him. And that's when I think the thing ended up spinning off from there. So that's like 3-4 years later. In 2011. So, you know what I mean? Because this is what the prosecution is trying to prove. You know what I mean? They're trying to prove that sex trafficking. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're trying to prove. You know, I was talking with different lawyers and different journalists in the court and different people's mind and opinions as well. And like even one person was telling me like, you know, like a lot of times like the prosecutors, like these prosecutors, the way they'll do it is they may try it as a RICO because even though the RICO may be unsuccessful, they may still land on this trafficking and get the conviction there, you know? And today, what we've seen in court was that, you know, the prosecutors took the whole day, you know, we was waiting for the cross-examination. So the cross-examination has not happened yet. The cross-examination is going to happen tomorrow. So now the prosecutors took this whole day. They talked about all of the abuse, the beatings, him hitting me, showing pictures, showed the men, 15 men and all that, hundreds of freak-offs and all this stuff. All of this is in our minds, in the jury's mind. So they took the whole day. It's like football. You taking inches, you're trying to run the clock out. They like running the clock out. So now they stretch it as long as they possibly could. So now at the end tomorrow, we'll be getting into maybe the end of them, and then we'll be getting into the cross-examination tomorrow fresh, right? Mm-hmm. How the cross-examinations is going to be maybe a 2 day. So now the defense, this is my guess, right? The defense is going to take 2 days on the cross-examination. Why? Because you don't want the prosecution to have to get back up and say nothing. So you want to have Cassie for 2 days into the weekend. So now the jury is going to have the last thing on their mind is some of the stuff that they're going to remember with the prosecution after.
Makes sense.
But the last thing is going to be what they've been asking.
Absolutely.
So that's most likely going to be the play. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a woman lawyer. They're going to use Garagos. They're most definitely going to use Garagos, I believe, because you can't use a man to do that press. You got to do woman to woman for her to be able to act and talk with Cassie. You know, I mean, she's full pregnant, gonna pop. It's not going to look good. That's right.
I also heard that Cassie's husband actually walked out.
Yeah.
During a certain part of the testimony, I guess when they got to some of the graphic stuff around the mouth and sores. Apparently he
could have walked out for a bathroom break, bro. You know what I mean? People make things out of everything. That's why I want to say, don't follow the hype when people also say, yo, Diddy about to faint when he heard this. Don't follow that hype of those thumbnails or that title. That's not true. Diddy's in it like this. If he ain't like that, he like this. Reading some stoic, bro. He reading some papers or something. I seen his head down. I'm like, what his head down?
Apparently he's reading a Bible.
He looking at papers when the head down, bro.
Apparently he's reading a Bible. Like they said,
he reading something. Listen, people is hyping up things, trying to make things seem. Of course, we all emotional in ways. We watching things, we listen to things. Everybody's gonna be human, but he ain't in there making no big adjustments that anybody can see. It would be all posted on the real news. The real news would have his face and all of that the way he really going. You know what I'm saying?
Since we on Diddy, like, can you describe like what Diddy looks like? Because one person described him as looking like a fuzzy koala bear. Has he gained weight? Is he all gray? Is he skinny? Is he old? Is he aged? Does he look beat up?
He got a little weight on him. He less in there. He got a little weight. He's looking good as far as the weight department. Gray hair, like I said, for the last 3 days, he's been wearing light colors. The first week of doing jury selections and all those things, he had on darker colors. He was wearing blue. You know, the blue was good. I thought because the blue made the gray hair stand out to me. That was just my thought. And I knew that some people on bigger programs were saying, like, you know, big program, big people. I mean, that's why I quote what people saying. They were saying, like, all right, maybe the defense is doing this to make him seem a way to like to seem more, you know what I mean? Innocent in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like he's older, maybe needs help or something like that. But now I can maybe lean into what they've been saying, like the bigger networks that have been saying it, the CNNs and everything that have been talking about some of those things, because now for the last 3 days, I've seen him in light colors. Like one day he had on a light beige with like maybe gray slacks, if not beige slacks or something. That's how light the color. The color was like one of them colors. And now he had on gray, like full gray. He has only like, it's a mixture of different things that he's doing. But like today he had like the same thing, light colors. So now what the light colors does, because when you have like full gray or like this light beige, not like the beige I had on the other, like light colors. With the gray hair, it just looked like one note. It looked like monotone, like one tone. I mean, like you just look like it's all gray.
Yeah.
Because they kind of remind you like an older person, like you remind like an old grandpa type of person with like the old, like the gray Docker pants, and then he got the gray cardigan, and then he got the gray hair kind of vibe. So it's given. That's what it's given. You know, it's kind of given.
Punchy says, was the prosecutors looking for another witness that didn't show up? So have you heard any updates on apparently this third witness that apparently kind of jumped bail? They've been trying to find this person. They decided they're going to go forward with or without this witness. Have y'all heard anything more about?
They didn't go into the third witness, who was allegedly Gina, of course, right? So they didn't go into this alleged third witness, who's allegedly Gina. But what they did go into was Mia, which was another person, you know, because in the relationship, they was asking Cassie questions about Mia, which was, I guess, an employee of Puffs at the time, or whatever the case may be. And she was also abused, and I think she was made to be in freak offs as well, Mia. She was abused one day, I think dragged. There was a lot going on. It was a lot. So today they made a lot about the abuse. Even her white friend, Kerry Morgan, her best friend for 17 years. Even Kerry Morgan, she said, so why aren't you? This is Kerry Morgan. They showed us an updated. Remember, we saw the first picture we saw the other day was of her and Kerry Morgan, but they were younger. I said, Cassie looked mad young. Her nose was bigger. You know, like when you look young, like, you feel me? So you can see. So today they actually showed an updated version of Kerry Morgan today. You know what I'm saying? And they said, so the people they were showing, they said, are you and them still friends? So they said, are you and Kerry still friends? She said, no, we're not. She said, why are you and Kerry not friends? She said, because of Sean and an incident with Sean. One day, I guess they was in some hotel or wherever they was. Sean came in there, whatever he was doing and chilling, but he ended up hitting up in the head with a wooden hanger. You know what I'm saying? They said she hit in the head with the wooden hanger, and ever since then.
And then they jump him. Isn't like their incident like where her friends actually tried to jump him? They'll jump on his back and shit. And
yeah, they jumped on his back when he barged into the hotel. This is when he kept looking for one time. And she was in the hotel with her friend Carrie and her male friend, which is a Spanish, like light skin looking Spanish dude. You know what I'm saying? He had a clean cut. He looked a little metrosexual. He had a clean look. His shit was clean. But his name was Deontay. That was her friend. She has a friend named, he's a guy. His name is Deontay and Kerry Morgan. So when he came in there trying to attack her, Kerry Morgan and Deontay end up jumping on his back, and then he fighting him off his back, and he's trying to get to her, and then he ended up grabbing her, and then she said that he threw her down, and when he threw her on the bed frame, and she ended up getting a big gash on her head, and then he sent her to the plastic surgeons with his associate of security, D-Rock Rockefeller, sent them with D-Rock to get it healed up or get it fixed or whatever the case may be. Then they showed the pictures of. That's why I remember the pictures. I try to remember them as much as I can. And I need to write them in graphic because some of the pictures they showed us, we've seen the pictures because they showed the bruising today. Like her on when she went on the Con red carpet. You see the bruising. You see the other picture that I could show. You know what I'm saying? When she had the hair like this, she's like, I had the gash on my eye this time. Another one, they showed that she had the bruising on her leg, had an award show or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? She got the bruising on her. She had bruising on her shoulder, bruising on her legs, bruising on. She said, but you couldn't see the bruising that was on my inner thighs at the time. One time she was in Escalade. She said she spoke to a producer or something about some music or something, right? Oh no, this is the wild one. She said one day she was at a dinner, whatever they was at. They went to some dinner, whatever they was at. Oh, a whole bunch of people, they was all there. And I guess Diddy was flirting with a woman. And she saw it and she peeped it. But she ain't say nothing, but she just peeped it like, but one of his people's seen that she saw him, and she did that though. And he told Diddy. So she said later on that night when she went to the Escalade, he just started to beat her and just go crazy on her. You know what I'm saying? So she said to the point that she had to run to the back row of the escalator. She was under the seat, up under the seat just to hide her face because he was stomping on her face and stomping on her head. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's just crazy. The testimony is crazy.
I was reading some of that from doing the midday reporting. I know she also had reported that she had showed some of her bruising to the mom, like the mom took pictures at one point.
That's when she made it. That's what the prosecution is trying to push on because remember, everything he's saying that she want to do. But now things like this are showing that she is trying to reach out to the mother. She is doing things like this too as well. So then you'll find the coercion because they're trying to prove coercion and things like this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the psychological effects and all of the things that's making them maybe come back and go back because of the love for this person, maybe want this person to be better and all of these other things. And these are the things that they're going to try to prove. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in this toxic relationship. The defense is saying that we're both in this mutual combatant relationship. She's violent. I'm violent as well. She's crazy. I'm crazy. She's jealous. I'm jealous. What you want me to do? But we just in our toxic. This is what we do. Yeah, we have sex with all kinds of people. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We not trafficking when we doing that. But the way it's looking like he just was pimping out. That's how they looking at it. It's like, girl. And then you see all the men and she don't want to do it. She's saying she didn't really never want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it comes across like the way the prosecution is pushing, like he's pimping her out, bro. Because she's saying, look, I want to fuck you right now. And he's like, all right, so who you gonna fuck? Who you gonna call? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't want to fuck nobody. I want to fuck you. You crazy? What the fuck are you talking about? See what I'm saying? So it's like, the fuck, I gotta fuck somebody to fuck you, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then there's abuse at freak offs, in freak offs. She's running from freak offs, hiding in closets, leaving hotels in the Beverly Hills, hiding in alleyways, which was her frequent one. She said, I always used to go there, hide in the alleyway of the hotel and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's a lot.
Do you understand, apparently, like, Diddy's alleged references to pizza boxes? Like, is that something that came up? Because Punchy is in the comment section asking about
what Punchy said. Where Punchy at?
Pizza boxes.
Was the witness named as pizza boxes? Nah. Not that I've seen them witness knows the pizza. Let me read the rest of the
what are the pizza
I'm trying to figure out what are the pizza boxes that Diddy said get rid of. Oh no, we're gonna figure all of that out. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get to that, Punchy. Trust me, we're gonna figure that shit out.
Yes,
I don't want to free talk, and I never try to misspeak. I like to get the facts and figure out the best thing, kind of corroborated from a couple of sources they can remember. I'm there around all of this, my people, the lawyers, the top people, Gloria, her daughter, these top people, all these people is real. I can ask them a question. The guy from everybody that's there, the real people that's in the court, real lawyers, real people. I can say, yo, look, what do you feel about this? What do you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Off the record, on the record type talk. Sometimes I talk to people off the record. I'm like, all right, off the record. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? But on the record, can I go on the record with that? They're like, all right, cool. Yeah, you can go on the record with that. I'm like, all right, cool. See what I'm saying? So I can ask them specifically. So tomorrow when I go, I'm gonna
text Oota and remind him to ask about the
remind me, my brain is swamp. Punchy, because I want to figure out the hell going on with that too, but I ain't heard too much. So I'm gonna figure that out, Punchy. I got you.
Okay. Did he ever threaten her family? Like, did it ever come up?
No, that didn't come up that he was threatening the family. No, Cassie was really hiding her family from it.
Yeah.
And at times when she was like getting beat, and then she was put in a hotel to stay there for like a week or something. She was in London for a week after the abuse and after the beating or whatever the case may be. She wanted to go home. She was telling the security, I want to go home. I want to go home. Of course, she said Diddy and Ellen was dismissive. She couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't go home. So at times you see that she wanted to go home to her mother, stuff like that. When she finally was, she said she never wanted to go home to go tell her mother about the stuff because her mother would be like, damn, this is the person that you love is the person that's beating you up every day and all type of stuff like that. Not only that, she said, why didn't you tell your mother about the free calls? She said, like, it's embarrassing. One, like, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. I didn't never want to do it. First of all, I was never supposed to be on these tapes anyway. So I'm being blackballed by these tapes. I never supposed to be on these tapes because I never wanted to do it. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Highlights of today also, they went into the Kid Cudi situation. They went into how much she settled for. She settled for $20 million out of the lawsuit.
Way less than we thought. People was at least thinking 30. At least
20. But she went for 30. She got 20. They confirmed it today that she got 20. They went into Kid Cudi. They said she ended up dealing with Kid Cudi because they were mad. It was cool. They were doing music, linking for a little minute. Then she ended up starting a relationship on one of her on times with Diddy. But it's like we're always on with Diddy because remember she was doing weekly freako. So the time she thinks she's not with him, she's still with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So even when she thinks she broke up, she with it because she's still with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So she might have broke up because she's like, I'm doing me. And now she maybe did something with Cudi, but she's still with this nigga. Somehow, some way she going back to this nigga. Somehow, some way she going to do another freak off or something this week. Or next week, she's doing a freak off again. Don't matter what she's talking about. She's doing another freak off, bro. You know what I'm saying? So is she with him or is she not with him? Like, you know what I mean? But psychologically, you can feel like, nah, that's one. Look, we together. We in a toxic relationship, so we always breaking up all the time.
Until
we break up, we cheating because we ain't never leaving each other. So we just using this basically to cheat. Now, I'm talking about us as two regular people. You know what I'm saying? It's a psychological thing there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
So what else came about like the Kid Cudi situation?
They went into Kid Cudi. They went into she ended up dealing with him. They was chilling for a few days. Then she ended up starting a relationship with him. Boom. Then Diddy ended up finding out about the Kid Cudi situation. You know what I'm saying? After Diddy found out about it, he was in a rage. He was on some flippings. You know, already know he on his flippings. Just allegedly, but this is what she said. He was flipping. He threatened her life and Kid Cudi's life. You know. Then
did he threaten Kid Cudi directly, or
he said, "Nah, I'm gonna blow up his car while I'm out the country." All right, and I want to make sure this is the message. They brought up the email or the text message threat. You know what I'm saying? They put up a message on the screen, bro, and said, "Yo, I'm gonna be out the country anyway, so it ain't gonna be on me, nigga. I'm gonna be out the country when it happened, but I want to make sure that his friends, Kid Cudi's friends, are there when the car blows up in his garage." Now, time later, weeks later, whatever time later, a meeting is established between Kid Cudi, Cassie, and Diddy. They all get into one room at one point, and they're having a conversation about this. Like, yo, what's up, man? What's going on with this? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I mean? Remember, Diddy, bro. Diddy, you know what I mean? He about to figure it out. So Diddy about to figure this out with them. He like, yo, you know, Diddy probably like, yo, that shit got it done, nigga. No, Diddy most likely. That shit got a clip, bro. I ain't with that. But, so they end up squashing it. We're going to squash the beef, right? Then Kid Cudi says, okay, we're going to squash it. But Kid Cudi says, what happened to my car? And Diddy says, what car?
You know what? Why?
Different dude.
Wait,
so what car?
So that confirms that something did happen to the car.
Diddy said, what car? Sure. Then they went into her friend named Bonna. Bonna, I got the description of Bonna was like a blue head, like she looked Asian. She could be Cambodian or Filipino. Her name is Bonna. That was one of her friends. He said, did you witness any other abuse of anybody else that Sean did? He said, yeah, he did abuse my friend Bonna one day. This girl named Bonna. He dangled her off the balcony, then lifted and threw her on the platform of the deck. Boom! You know what I'm saying? Like threw her on the shit. Dangled off of Bonnie. Her name was Bonna. Remember, we alleged her that he dangled a woman off the balcony, but now we're seeing that this allegedly is, I guess, the woman that they saying that he dangled off the balcony, then threw her on the platform, boom, or something, on the deck of the other. They in a hotel. I think they was either in a hotel or maybe in her home that was on the 17th floor or something like that. So one of those things like that, because she had an apartment on Comstock that was on the 17th floor, like one of them high-rise private buildings or whatever. She had a few homes.
Let me tell you, this is giving me chills because all this abuse against Cuddy, against this woman in the balcony, against Cassie, and now, I mean, it honestly puts more blood into these claims that Diddy is connected to Biggie's death, that he's connected to Tupac's death, that he's connected to Kim Porter's death. I mean, this man was literally doing death-defying shit to people.
Allegedly, yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, I got some questions. People posting questions in the comments. Let me see. Let me scroll up here.
Bring them up. If I don't you bring up is good, because if I don't know, I'm gonna ask. So I'm never gonna fluff to you.
Has her father been brought up at all in this? Because we heard about the mama, but like, where's Cassie's father?
They didn't bring up that, but in the very, very beginning, before they brought up Cassie, remember, after Phillips cross examination is when Cassie was set to go on the stand. So in that middle, you think that you'll go to court and they'll be starting right from where they start from. So court doesn't go like that. They come back, going through this legal jargon, the lawyers and everybody, the court, talking about what they're going to be talking about today, emotions and all types of stuff they're doing. You know what I mean? So that's how it's going to look. So in that, they ended up coming out and talking a little bit about, you know, like some of those things as well. But today was just damning, bro. In some of the ways that they were just, and she was emotional. She was crying again today. I got footage of her husband leaving today as well. He was leaving. You know what I mean? Some people saying he mad, he not. You know what I mean? I just see he just going where he going. You know what I'm saying? So I saw him again today when he left. Because now they got this thing, because everybody want to know where Cassie's at, how she's leaving the building. Listen, this is what, like, nobody can find. It's like Waldo, bro. Nobody can know how Cassie's leaving this building, bro. It's crazy. Every time, but he comes out the back and he comes out, but like, I don't know, it's only 2 inches. I don't know. They got to take it through the other side. So they're taking Cassie somewhere else, bro. It got to be, bro. I don't know, bro. Because nobody seen Cassie. Nobody put eyes on Cassie yet.
Wow. Miss Dawkins, look, I think she the one getting scrolled out in that goddamn gurney with that damn blanket.
The family gave me this today, though. The family listen, I'm trying to be unbiased in this case. When it comes to this case, I told you my biases I have, right? My bias I have is when it comes to the artists that Diddy dealt with. And he, like, all of them complain about money and all these kinds of things. So those are my own biases. My bias may not be an Rico bias. I may have an extravagant bias. You see what I'm saying? But I do have some biases, and that, like, Biggie's my favorite rapper, bro. So I have a bias in some ways. I do. You know what I mean? Did you do the right thing by Biggie? Did you do the right thing by Lots? That's my type biases with Diddy's. You know what I'm saying? Besides seeing the Cassie video, it's very, very traumatizing to see this video. And whoever said this video is fake or it's not this and this and that, no, that's the video, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's heartbreaking to see that, bro. Come on. Even if you was domestically violent, bro, come on, son. That's still a break your heart, bro. Come on, son. That shit is crazy. You know what I mean? So besides those 2 things, I would have some biases. You know what I'm saying? But still in all, we want to try to, you know what I mean? We want to try to be the 13th jury member and try to be as unbiased as we can, because some of them people that's on that jury is biased as hell, son. Trust me, they own it and they biased as hell. They already know what they're going to vote already. Some of them people on that jury know what they're going to vote already. I'm telling you, man. This is why I be like, even know how I joke too much, the baby oils and all that, I be making my jokes. I'm still gonna do my baby oil and my Astroglide joke, because that shit is Astroglide and baby oil. That's a joke. I don't care what nobody says about it. But this whole case is not a joke. Right. It just gave me more of a seriousness because some of those people, I think, this is my own opinion, some of those people on the jury have already made up their minds already, bro. I'm telling you, man. Trust me. Like a lot of people that I've
made up their mind that he's guilty or innocent.
Either one. They already wholehearted. I'm telling you, they already know what they want to do. Nah, man.
I'm gonna tell you what's interesting.
We say he ain't guilty, or yo, we going in here and we say we guilty.
I'm gonna
and
tell
there's
you
some people is in the middle, or some people's there just to that. But there's a couple people that's in that. That's there.
I'll tell you what's interesting. I got a feeling, because you can kind of gauge this even from the social media response to the case.
The family gave me this today. Look, the family gave me this.
Oh Lord, burn it.
Like a 3X.
It came from the family, burn it up. But
it's so good,
this is the crazy part, right? Is the jury may completely say to hell with, whether the evidence for a guilty verdict is strong enough or not. I feel like the sexual component of this case may be enough to make these people decide he's guilty, because most people are criminalizing the freakiness in and of itself. So that is something that definitely makes people lean more towards seeing Diddy as a monster, not even per se based upon the sex trafficking charge or the prostitution, but literally like the level of sex freak shit that's going on implies to people's brains who maybe are more conservative in nature sexually to be like, oh, this nigga not well. This nigga like, fuck the evidence. He is guilty. He guilty. He nasty. He a monster. He a freak. He funky. He sweaty. He glistening. Lock his ass up. I don't want this sexual deviant on the streets trafficking my damn daughter and my damn son's whole damn nine. Miss Dawkins said, were the freak offs including orgies?
Usually what the ones that they were saying was usually her, Diddy, and an escort. Usually is how it usually went. But she's doing these things for days on days. So they have a selection of different people that they may be using. So she may be dealing with different sessions. Because remember, it's about a session. So she might have a session with this guy. And he might hit the road. But look, even the worker Phillips, when he got there one day, she was blowing another dude, another worker. You know what I'm saying? So he got there, whatever the case may be, seeing him blowing that. I think he allegedly witnessed Hunt and Diddy and them doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to show. So
yeah. Okay, so never like a bunch of escorts on her at once, but kind of like her escort and Diddy per session. But she could be having multiple sessions per day. But
she could be having multiple sessions. Remember, a freak off is 3 days, not per day.
Right.
Freak off is 3 days max. Maximum one was 4 days. So when she freaking off, you freaking off for real usually. But a freak off could be just a little freak off, a session. You can get a section off quick, freak off. You can section off real quick. Get a section off till an ejaculation.
But people just want to be clear that
freak off is a dragged out thing. It's a setup thing. It's an organized thing. It's not no thing that she has to drink whole. She has lots of water. They showed it. They showed pictures that they were showing, but they didn't show to us. They like describe it. What is all that water there for? I have to drink lots of water. Why? I have to stay hydrated, you know what I'm saying? Because we're doing the drugs and this and that, and I have to stay up throughout this whole thing. So, and I have to perform and be up and be happy and be into it and all of that and be, you know what I'm saying? So she's doing it like a choreographed script. It's like a play. That's what she said. It's choreographed by Diddy.
Yeah, like it's a production. It's a whole
production. It's like a play.
But people want to be clear. She's only dealing with one male worker per session. It's not like 3-4 escorts on her at once.
They didn't really ask her like that to say that. They didn't ask her were 2, 3, 4 people in there with you? No, because I don't know. You know what I mean? But usually when they're talking about the situations, it's her, Diddy, and a worker. Usually it's her, Diddy, and a worker.
Okay, so that's probably what's going on then. It's not like a bunch of escorts.
How they explain it in the court.
Okay. Yes, Todd. Everyone on the jury, it has to be a unanimous vote for a verdict. So if they can't get unanimous, they drag that thing out until they can get everybody to agree to this or either agree to that. But yeah, it has to be unanimous. And they stay in them chambers until it is unanimous. Wow. Let me see here. But here's the thing. I was thinking too, because I was saying this earlier. I'm like, look, fuck the commercial sex workers. Cassie herself, as far as I'm concerned, fulfills the sex trafficking component of this indictment. She's the one being transported over state lines, being coerced, forced, threatened into these sexual situations with prostitutes, sex workers, etc. in Vegas, in New York, in LA. If you look at what they're having her describe, they're really having her pretty much described herself as a victim who's being sex trafficked by Diddy under coercion and threat of violence and menacing and intimidation, because they have her specifically saying, where did this happen? Did y'all have this at his home? Was it at your house? Was it in different states? Oh, in Vegas. Oh, in Nevada. Oh, in New York. Oh, in LA. Oh, in Connecticut, etc. They literally, those are all the elements, because we also pulled up the legal definition of sex trafficking, and all of those fucking components fit Cassie alone. Alone, they fit her. Then he's beating her, he's traumatizing her, he's whipping up on her, punching down on her, etc. Yes.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Let's walk it down though. Let's see what we see in the courtroom. Let's take it into the courtroom, right?
Into the courtroom.
Let me see what we saw. At least let's get into some of what we saw today. You know how I write it as I see in it time, and as I'm trying to write it, I wish I could write faster, bro. I swear I could. I write that whole shit down, but don't worry about it. We're gonna be getting into transcript reads and all that, so don't worry about it. We ain't gonna miss nothing. Conscience is up to date. We're gonna be getting it. But look, 10:15 a.m. This is this statement. Make sure we're on the same day. 10. Okay. Okay. They started when I came to court. At 10:15 a.m. is when I came back in the court as well. She remembers the vase getting thrown at her, hitting the wall. He was yelling at her, calling her out of her name, but the vase that was thrown never hit her. It crashed to the wall and broke. So let's just get the vase clear, right? 10:15. The part of the video is shown when I told y'all when remember in the video, it cuts off. Because if you can't see, if you ever seen an assault video and you didn't see the part where she walks over to the wall phone, because she gets on the wall phone after she gets up off the floor, she goes to the wall phone to call for some kind of help. That's how the Officer Flores ended up coming upstairs at all. It's because she called on the wall phone for help from someone to come upstairs. So they started from there. And they're saying, do you recognize the image that's on the screen? Yes, that's me in the hallway by the elevator, but I'm on the wall phone. So this is the conversation that the prosecution is having with her. So just to bring your mind up to speed. Right? So they said, they showed the wall phone. Cassie puts her hand up. Remember, he walks back. He grabs the bag. After he kicks her and all that, and then he picks up the stuff. He walks back down that corridor. He comes back in the towel. He's saying something. He's saying something. He walks off. She's on the wall phone. He's talking to her. Then he advances to her. She's like this with her hand like this. He comes back into camera view, walking back towards that corridor with something in his hand, and it's illuminating. That's a phone. The defense was saying he was going to get his phone, but I guess she's saying that was her phone that he was taking at that time. All right. So they show the corridor view. Cassie is walking. Now they go back to that corridor view because they're showing us on the camera. Now they go back. Remember, it's only two views. It's an L. It's only the elevator view, and then it's that view where we see Cassie walking down the hall, and then Diddy walking down that long hallway with the mirrors on the side of it. Remember? So boom. So now Cassie's walking back the opposite of the room, right? She's walking this way. So there's the intersection. So there's a long hallway that goes like this in the hotel.
Yeah.
These are where the elevators go, right? So this elevator intersects into this, but it also goes that way. We see only where Diddy room is, but it's rooms down there too. So while Cassie's walking back this way to where the rooms is this way, the officer is walking through the corridor, making the turn and walking back towards the room. Okay, he's walking towards the room to go see what the hell's going on with Diddy. Now, so I'm just giving you the view. Right? So you got the room, and Flores goes into the room. He enters. Now, Cassie advances to the room. Then she goes inside the room as well. She's seen walking out now with the bags in her purse. They ask her, what did you have in your hand? She said, I have my bags and I have my purse in my hand. She said, what was Diddy saying? Diddy was saying that he wasn't going to leave, that I wasn't going to leave him, and that I couldn't leave him or whatever the case. She said, what was Diddy telling you at this time while you was getting your bags, or, you know what I mean, what was you saying? You know what I mean? He was saying things like that. She said, where did you go? You know what I mean? After you left the hotel, after the assault, where did you go? You know what I'm saying? She went to 87 Comstock, is where she used to live at the time. And she took an Uber there home after. Then they brought up a piece of evidence, B626. It was a text message thread from March 5th, 2016. It was between Diddy and Cassie. Diddy, call me. I got 6 kids. Please call me. Please call. PLS call. So you're not writing this. Anytime I say please, it's written PLS. That's how you write it. It's like a thing. PLS call. Call me for my kids. Help. Cassie, put the robe on. Cassie says because he had on clothes or something. She said, just put the robe on. Go sit down. Go do something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, whatever. Because I think he was naked. I don't know what the hell was going on. Right? So Diddy says, call me again. He messages. Diddy says, call me now. Cassie says, I went and I checked everything and I spoke to Jules. Just chill. Like, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Jules is the guy that was there in the hotel as well. Remember, it really was another man in the hotel. Flores said it was a man. Brian Still grilled him, and I kind of believe, like, I don't know that there was a man. I thought he was lying. But Cassie came today and said there was a man, and it was a man named Jules, and he was also used with Diddy as an escort, and he was in Mad Free Course, and she was in Free Course. So there was a big, and Jules is a big black bald light skinned dude. Nigga look like my cousin, my uncle, some shit. But he big though, the bigger version of me. With a bald head, son. You heard, look like Juggernaut. Look like Juggernaut. If you ever seen X-Men, nigga look like Juggernaut. Big bald head nigga. Jules, but she said, so why was you dealing with Jules? Remember, she used to go to some sex partner, like the swinger spot, like sex shops, the swinger spots. And she said, did you want to go to swinger spots? She said, no. So she went there with her, and she would have sex with Jules and Diddy. So she had sex with Jules a lot. They said, so why did you want to have sex with Jules? She started laughing. She said, no, I never did. But they're like, so why did you have sex with Jules? He said, I'd rather have sex with Jules because Jules was closer and we had like a little friendship at least. And at least I knew Jules. And if rather I had Jules because I was having sex with him already. So I'd rather dealt with Jules than some random dick that he would have just gave her in the club. She'd had a random one. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, fuck it. I'd rather have dealt with Jules instead of him just picking a random person because that's what he'd have probably just did. Like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, let's be getting it on. Freak off, bro. It's freaking off.
Yeah.
So that's how that's been. You know what I mean? So she said, Diddy said you're gonna leave, boom, 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 message thread, Jules. Jules was present at the hotel room, big light-skinned black dude. After the assault, they showed a picture selfie with the big lips. She had the glasses on. It was a selfie shot like this, with the head like this. So you see the glasses on, big glasses on. Her lip is like this. So after that assault video, her lip is like this. Straight.
Wow.
Big. Like 2 shits. This shit and then this shit on her lip like this. Like snuffleupagus on me. Like this, bro. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Right? They showed the video. They're like, so why do you have on the glasses? She like, because I have a black eye. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, okay. Then they show text message threads. Diddy, call me. The cops is here. You gonna abandon me all alone? So she like, did you know that cops was at the thing? She's like, nah, I didn't know about no cops or whatever the case may be. But at that time, I didn't really care if there was anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of the way the prosecution is kind of making it seem like some kind of narcissistic way that you kind of abuse me, but then you kind of trying to throw like the cops here, like you trying to pity and throw like the guilt trip type bop on me. You know what I'm saying? After you done wild me up, allegedly, this is how the prosecution's playing it though.
Yeah.
Like you wild me up, and now you like, yo, you gonna abandon me on the loan?
Right. Yeah.
PLS, right? Remember I told you PLS. Please call me. Yo, she said she didn't care at that moment and that she didn't know if cops arrived. Cassie messages back. I have a premiere Monday for the biggest thing in my life. I have a black eye and a fat lip, so stay away from me. That's what she messages back. Boom. She ended up still going to, yo, bro. She ended up still going, I think, to the premiere. And Diddy was, yo, bro. It's crazy, right? So Diddy says, PLS, please help. I'm getting locked up. Thanks. Then he threw it on her. So look how the prosecutors is playing this. Now, not only did you just wow me up in the hallway, and I was in a freak off allegedly when it happened because Jules was in that room the whole time, and we was freaking off, and I ran out like one of my other times when I ran out and they said, why would you leave a freak off? She said, if he would get crazy a little bit, if the mood would change or his mood would change, certain things, if I felt scared or uncomfortable, I'd be trying to leave. I'd be just trying to run up out of there. I mean, I didn't want to stay with her, run to the alleyway, wherever the closet somewhere she don't want to hide or some shit. Her, you know what I mean? She would get away. Sometimes she said one time her and her friend Kerry Morgan had to hide away when they ran away from Diddy. She and Kerry Morgan hid under a tractor for 7 hours to hide from them. Because, you know, they got security coming to find you. He looking for you. She's saying allegedly he got straps. He don't know what he on, allegedly. You know what I mean? She said her and her friend stayed. I was just in court for 8 hours, bro. She just stayed under a tractor trailer for that long. It's crazy.
Tractor fucking trailer.
One day she ran from Diddy. I got it all written out. Ran from Diddy one day. It's crazy. I'm like, yo.
What in the...
Listening to this shit is like, yo, really hearing it?
And she didn't want to take the opportunities when the universe had a lot police to intervene and take her ass down there and actually corroborate everything. Like, yeah, get this nigga.
No,
he guilty of this and every damn thing.
She got assaulted. She got assaulted. Her friend Kerry Morgan was one of the first people that really pushed for her to do this shit, bro. So whatever, even though her and Kerry Morgan don't speak no more, and I don't think they spoke since like 2018, around the time that situation when Diddy hit in the head with a hanger. I don't think they spoke, but Kerry Morgan, one day when she got beat, that assault video after the sex tape thing, I mean after the elevator thing. She went to her home and Kerry was there and seen the abuse and all that, seen the fat lips, seen all that. It was like, nah, she said Kerry been seeing these things and she was just really pissed off at me and pissed off at him, like for me being there and staying with all of this. And she was like, no, I'm calling cops. And then she called the cops, but she said when the cops came, she was talking to the cops. But when it came to the part of when they asked who did it, she said she didn't want to say who did it. You know what I'm saying? She said she felt compassion. She was sorry for him. She didn't want him to lose his things that he had. She loved him.
Oh my God. God.
Like
damn. She saved his ass.
The assault video we saw. Kerry called the cops to the house.
But I also
75 Comstock.
I want to point this out. You can see so many opportunities and literally the way that Spirit was literally intervening on Cassie. Like Spirit was creating so many opportunities to get out before she finally actually got out, from the cops being called to these escorts who were like trying to talk her out of leaving Diddy. Like, why you dealing with this? To the best friends jumping on his ass. Like the universe was conspiring with Cassie to create an escape route throughout this whole thing. And she was talking herself out of it.
And that's how you be sometimes, especially when you're in these psychological relationships. You've been in a toxic relationship. I've been in toxic relationships too. So trust me, I've been a toxic motherfucker myself. We got to be honest in life. You have to be honest in life. So anytime you see on the screen, I don't plan to be perfect or some shit like that. That's not nothing. That shit is a facade. No one's perfect. Okay. But at the end of the day, you understand the psyche. And this is on another level of the little toxic shit that we thought we ever been in. This shit is like that times 1,000,000 or 1,000. You know what I mean? If you ever thought you was in a little toxic one, this is 1,000 times that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, do you want to do this? Did you do this willingly? Then at times it's like she didn't want this. She's trying to get away from him. She doesn't want to be, but then she's back with him. And then it's just all over the place, man. It's just really, really all over the place, you know?
Okay, so you brought up something very interesting. You used to be toxic. We were talking about this in the earlier live when we were doing the updates. What helped you to reckon with your toxicity and led to self-improvement?
Some of the great people that I met too. I mean, one, the people that I've met too, that I was even in some of the toxic stuff that I went in, because even after you leave some of those things still leave things on your brain. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we learn a lot from our past. I learned a lot from even my past relationships, even though I may not be with them today. I've learned things from them or me being with them that I'll use in relationships after them, or that I'll use in relationships even in the future. You know what I mean? Like helping me, like in some ways, like some of those people are even changing me, helping me to change in ways too. You know what I mean? So all of the credit can't just be to me or just trying to be, because change is a lot of things that go into change. And change is a constant. Everybody just want to take the credit. I change. But it's a lot. It's God. You know what I'm saying? It's this. It's feeling that you're wrong for things you've done in your life and stuff like that, like making things right and being real with real things. And life is life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes life is just life, and we just got to be real as men, especially this color men, because we got a lot that's on us. We always want to talk about what's against us, but sometimes we be the most thing that's against us, and we the most thing that's against even our own women, and we against our own selves sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's just a psyche, though. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a place of psyche and just the hood and this and that. When I grew up, like, you get a girlfriend, nigga thinking like, yo, you wild, you suck for love type dude, nigga. Ain't no girlfriends, nigga. You know what I mean? Nigga gotta be pimpish, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I'm grew up, you know what I'm saying? But growing out of that, you just understand that it's all psychological, and it's all stigmas that's placed on us, because us as young black men, we taught how to fuck, but not how to love. You know what I'm saying? I'm taught how to fuck type shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really taught how to love a woman, how to treat a woman really, really, really. Like back in certain days, 50s, 60s, like men was telling men, like, yo, you could talk to men, black men too. You could say, yo, you know what I mean? This how you, you doing the wrong thing by that lady, bro. Right now, you tell a nigga you doing the wrong thing by his lady, bro. They could probably run down on you or some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but you could pull men up at a certain time. Men could be men. Could we not always right? And we not always gonna be right. It's like the women to pull the women together. The men get the men together. And that's what we need, because none of us are gonna be perfect. But it's real men that help me to change things in life. Real women that I've met in my life that made impacts in my life, even though we probably went in a while. But guess what? You make impacts in my life. You already know who I am as a person. You know that I'm not that kind of person at all. You know that I know that you're not like that as well. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's like that. Sometimes the energy be up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like that. You got firecrackers and firecrackers, bro. And it be like that. But, you know, it's all up.
Okay, so my question is, in this conversation around can toxic people be reformed? I mean,
yeah, bro.
Say yes.
Do you believe it takes love? It takes love. Because you're going to do things for a multitude of reasons.
And it takes a personal choice on behalf of the person to change.
That's going to come from love. It's not going to come from nothing else. It's going to come from love. That's the first thing it's going to come from. It's only going to come from love. Everything else is going to be some fake shit. You did it because of them. You did it for that reason. So you're not going to be real to it. Weeks or months or a year later, you're going to be doing something wrong or cheating and doing wrong things to it because you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, you might be doing the right thing, but it's not going to be sustainable. Like, when I was cheating, because I cheated in my life and stuff. This is what I'm saying. Some of the wrong thing, I'm toxic. I cheated and stuff like that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I like to be open about things like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't take away from me or add to me for me to speak about it. Sometimes us as like this, we can't talk about being less than and me doing something that's wrong. At the time, I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm lying about shit and all that. But when you really think of the real thing and you think of the stigma that we putting on people's minds as well, that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn from these things, and we have to be able to be honest. Us as black men, we can't speak our mind. I've been in a stigma. Niggas can't. You got a girlfriend, nigga. You a sucker for love. If you're a virgin, when I was younger, niggas was wilding and joking on you if you was a virgin, bro. Come on, you sacred, you clean, you ain't got nothing, you a virgin, homie. Back in the times, that was praised. When I grew up, niggas is joking on you if you're a virgin, bro. I'm looking at people like that shit is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I always thought of that from a young kid, but I always was outside in the other way, though, even though I always felt this way. You know what I'm saying? I just was outside. I just was in the streets. I was selling drugs from a young age. Like 13 years old, I was selling crack in the streets, bro. Weapons, straps, hammers, all that type of shit, man. My OGs, all type of real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not claiming that shit as nothing. When you see me online, I don't never be like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm never acting like those things that I came from, bro. Because it took a lot for me to even try to get away from that shit. Like, I literally kicked the devil out on the highway of life, because life is a highway, bro. I literally kicked the devil out in car, bro. And I'm like this in a hatchback, and the devil is in a Lamborghini chasing me down every day because he's giving me an opportunity for me to change back, for me to do this, for me to, I want to think I'm machismo, want to be gigolo type shit. Nah, nigga, we not on that, bro. Not on none of that, man. We're going to elevate our people. We're going to help our people to win, just like I'm right here with Consciouztv. I'm with the CTV, chat, and the family. And that's what we're going to do, man. I'm going to use my energy to do the right things and try to build my people and help my people the way I can, instead of using my shit the way I've been using it. It's the game. I'm using things that I learned from ancient Egypt, ancient land strategies to go on a down the block. And I'm successful because they were successful with it. I'm using my intellect for things that are for the wrong reasons. I'm using this shit to get women to do this and do this. But instead of, you know what I mean? Come on, you got to use our shit for what it's really for. And that's why I'm going to make more of an impact now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what it is, and it's beyond all of us. We all gonna build together, and we all gonna work together, and that's where my mind is right now. And that's why I stayed away from YouTube for like 2 years, 3 years. Conscious, no. I got monetized channels. Stayed away from this shit because I didn't like what I was becoming. I didn't like what I was becoming.
Look,
this ain't about me though. You talking about it?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching down.
Hopefully, what I'm saying is real to y'all. If y'all pull me up on anything y'all feel is wrong, pull me up. I can take criticism. I can take anything because it's all about steel sharpening steel. And I'm one of those people that this is how we're going to learn. I don't care. People, you might think, oh, I told you something bad. You didn't say something bad to me. You just said something that you felt. It's your opinion. And I can probably learn from it if I just get out my feels and learn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of those guys. I want to learn. You know what I'm saying?
I want everybody to brace themselves for what I'm about to show y'all. Yeah. Conscious Crew just put me on to a new headline that just got updated. Now, if you end up laughing, I just want to say that some of y'all may laugh because the way that the victim worded, how they worded what they worded might result in laughter. Okay, I want to let y'all know y'all will not be laughing at the actual situation, but the verbiage that is describing the situation. Okay, TMZ just reported that Diddy is being sued by another victim who is claiming that she was raped with Diddy's Tootsie Roll size penis.
I wish you had a sound effect you could play right now. Don't say that. Don't say that. What? No, bro. Come on, Diddy. Damn, bro. Another person? Come on, bro. Yo, Busby behind this?
You know, let's find out because this definitely giving Tyrone Blackburn, and it's definitely giving Busby, baby. It's got Busby and Blackburn written all over this shit, honey. You know what? Let's get into the details.
Let's get into it.
Courtesy of TMZ, Diddy raped the woman at his Manhattan apartment, but the woman said was actually relieved. She was actually relieved when he whipped out his penis because she knew it wouldn't hurt that much due to a lack of length and girth.
Oh, that's crazy. That's wild, son. That's a mic drop, bro.
The Bad Boy Records founder is being sued by a Jane Doe who claims they met in May of 2001. She says they hung out a few times without incident at his Manhattan recording studio, nightclubs, and a restaurant, but things went south.
Bambi, see you, Bambi.
But things went south in July of 2001 on their fourth meeting. Shout out to Bambi. She claims after a night at the club, Diddy took her back to his apartment, leading her to his bedroom where he locked the door, pushed her down onto the bed on her back, placing his hand around her throat and telling her, quote, "I'm going to suck the life out of you." The woman claims Diddy released his grip on her neck and then held her arm down, using his other hand to unbuckle his belt pants before, quote, pulling out his erect, bare-skinned penis, which appeared to be the length and girth of a large Tootsie Roll. In her suit, she recalls
Shut up.
In her suit, this is her verbiage. She recalls in her suit, she recalls feeling.
No, not no Vienna. That's a Tootsie Roll. Don't compare no Viennas to no Tootsies on me. A Tootsie. You are.
I didn't even know that different size Tootsie Rolls existed. I thought there was just one standard size Tootsie. I didn't know they had the jumbo Tootsie. The mid.
That's the back of the days. You had to be in the 80s. You had to be in the 80s.
The mini Tootsie. I didn't even know that there was hierarchy in the Tootsie multiverse. In her suit, she recalls feeling relieved by the size of Diddy's penis, claiming she knew it wouldn't hurt as much when he graped her due to a lack of length and girth, saying she thought his penis was an itty bitty ditty. The woman claimed these are her words.
Diddy?
These are her.
Oh my God, that's what she wrote. That's funny as hell.
Quotations. Itty bitty Diddy.
That's crazy.
Now, what's crazy about this is when we first reported on this, I had asked the Consciouztv, I said, had y'all heard about Diddy allegedly having shrimp fried penis? Because I had heard throughout the years that he was a part of the itty bitty penis club and he had shrimp sized peen. And now here it is, goddamn. We have a litigation that is divulging such claims. The woman claims that she screamed for Diddy to get off of her and stop and told him she didn't want to have sex, but she says he overpowered her and did not stop penetrating her until he was close to climax. And she claims he pulled out and ejaculated on her body. She says she then backed away from her and she slid off the bed and went to a bathroom to wipe his semen off her. The woman claims that she was exited the bathroom. Diddy was naked on the bed and she ran for the door and unlocked it. She said the bodyguard was standing outside the room and she asked him where the exit was and he gestured downstairs. She says she left the place and Diddy's staff drove her and her friend home. She claims Diddy called her a few times after the alleged rape and even invited her to one of his white parties, but she says she did not respond to his calls. Since the alleged rape, the woman claims she found it hard to be vulnerable and alone with men and has withdrawn and become a shell of herself. She also claims she needed psychotherapy to confront and address the trauma and move on. She says she suffered physical abuse, emotional abuse, trauma, injury, psychological damage as a result of Diddy's actions. The woman is going for Diddy for damages. We reached out to Diddy's legal team. Far no word back. So I never even thought about this. As a result of this trial, there's probably going to be a even bigger avalanche of civil suits against Diddy. Now that more details are coming out about the way he did things, even people who are lying on Diddy now have more data to work with in terms of how they can create their own civil suits. Now that we know that some of these civil suits against him are frivolous. Now, I don't know whether this woman's claim is frivolous, but because of the trial and all the details and the intimate details from the escorts and from Cassie's testament, now we're probably going to see a lot of civil suits that sound similar to some of the details we're now learning that are going to come afterwards. But my God, okay. Any more notes that you?
I got notes. Right. I just want to make sure I get you this email too, because I don't want to forget about sending you this email, which I'm about to send you right now. Hold up, wait. Let me go to my downloads. I'm trying to send it from my computer too. Let me just get that one. I'm reading my notes. Let me get y'all right. Let me get Conscious right so he can get y'all right.
Oh yeah, because Oota got the transcripts, y'all. So probably over the weekend we're going to read through the transcripts. Y'all been asking me the transcripts.
I got a link in the courthouse. The court
got the plug, baby. He got the plug. We got the transcripts.
I'm sending it to Conscious right now, so he gonna walk y'all down and update y'all on all of that. Boo, boo, boo. He gonna break you down. He gonna break it down. I ain't even have to say nothing. He gonna break it down to y'all. I ain't saying that.
So I'm gonna get into it.
I'm gonna let him break it down. I ain't even saying that. So when he breaking it down, I'm like, oh yeah, we outside. All right, CONCIOUZTV@gmail.com. Yes, it is. I swear for God, that thing's sending right now.
I'll bury it.
There you go, Diddy first transcripts. You got it in your thing right there. Boom. So that's gonna be able to update y'all as well on the Flores, on the Phillips, the escort. So he got all the escort transcripts. So you got to know what everything the escort said. Conscious about to know that right now. See what I'm saying? This is how we working in real time. I like people to be working, all of us working. That's how I build with people. I'm not going to stagnate people and slow people down. That's not me.
I got that.
People winning. So he got the Flores, the whole conversation about this officer, whether he lying or telling the truth, who he see in the room, if he grabbed Diddy with the shoulder, with the forearm. Conscious gonna have all that. Check that. Make sure your email. You got that email, please. I want to make sure before I can read.
Okay, I'm checking now. It still hasn't come through yet. I checked my spam
email too. I sent that twice to him.
Yeah, I checked my spam and everything.
No. Wait.
And high mental abilities.
Am I spelling this wrong? How am I spelling this
you
wrong?
Probably are. It's CONSCIOUZ. TV.
Oh yeah, man, I'm spelling them wrong, Conscious, the whole time.
Yeah, that's why. All you gotta do is look at my channel. It's spelled just like
I know, but I be thinking I be in my own head like I think I got it. I'm bugging. Hold up, man. You said CON.
Yeah, SC.
S, like conscious, the
Yes,
word. Man.
conscious. It's got a Z on the end. It's but just like
SCIOUZ,
no,
right?
no. Yes, SCIOUZ. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Consciouztv. There we go. I'm wondering, I've been sending it to you. That's what's going on, you know. I'm looking at it like this
see,
is wrong. But I
my
was looking at it like it looked
email
wrong.
is my screen name. It's spelled the
I
same
know,
way
but I was looking at
everywhere.
it, yo, conscious. I was looking at it like, yo, this look wrong, bro. But it's
And it
right.
probably is. it's wrong but right and right
It's
but
wrong, but it's right.
did
Hold
you
on,
just
let me find it now. Hold on, wait. All right, here we go now. Boom. All right, so now conscious should be getting it now. All right,
Okay.
cool, conscious. Bang. Now we should be right. You should be getting this in an instant, bro. I'm like, how email taking an hour to get through? What the hell?
right.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Hold on. We ain't got action yet.
That's just on the way.
Okay, it's on the way out. Okay. To high mental abilities point, yes, the lawsuits are not going to actually be litigated until the trial is over, but they can still be filed. So he can be filed all up and through this. People can file right now. People will be filing. As we can see right now, he's on trial. They're being filed. But the litigations won't really get super active until after, yes, the criminal trial is dissolved, because that takes up priority over civil suits. Okay, and I got the email, Oota. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're going to be getting into the transcripts, y'all. Yeah. And shout out to my baby mother homebody. You killing it tonight. Proud of you. Along with
nobody, shout out, sis. You done bucked. I mean, I love you.
Yeah, Oota, I've been killing. All right, Oota, back to the note.
So look, so I told you they went through a lot. They went through a lot of Dave, the different ex-workers, whatever the case. Dave was in NY, Miami, Los Angeles. On her 29th birthday, she had a surprise dinner in LA, thrown by him. But he said that he wasn't coming, but then he ended up popping up anyway. So she was surprised that he was coming. John, Diddy, I'm talking about. He said he wasn't going to come, but he ended up popping up. And then when he came, then she wanted to go out to a place called the Blind Dragon. Was it LA or Vegas? I don't know. Anyway, think of it. But she wanted to go to a place. It was her birthday, her 29th birthday. So she wanted to go to a place called the Blind Dragon, which did karaoke and go chill and drink. But Diddy wanted to do a freak off. You know what I mean? So she's like, listen, I really want to go with my friends and shit. So she went to go with her friends, Carrie and a few other friends. They went to the Blind Dragon, but every minute Diddy kept pulling her outside, like, yo, come on, yo, what you doing? Like, what's up? Like, you gonna freak off or what? And then she go back inside, whatever. She come back and she said, after a point, I just like tired of it and stuff. And I just left with him and just went. You know what I'm saying? So she said she wanted to be with her friends, but he kept pulling her outside. Then he went also into some blackmail materials. What is these blackmail materials? What were they? Because she said blackmail materials was supposed to be used over her head.
Blackmail material.
There were videos of not only just freak offs, but her being drunk, this, that. Any videos could be shameful or embarrassing to her. There was the blackmail videos. Mentioned it when he wanted her to fear, or when he was upset, or it was common. One time she said it was common. And one time, she dated someone else, and he said that he would put out 2 videos on her because she dated someone else. Threatened her several times about leaking videos to embarrass her. She feared for her career, her family, because it was disgusting. It was embarrassing. Diddy said that she would look like a slut and be shamed, look like a bee, and all these other words, possibility. Wow. I was supposed to be in those. She said I wasn't supposed to be in those videos. That's why I was mad, because I'm ashamed, because I was never supposed to be in those videos, because I didn't want to do them. Anyway, you know what I mean? She said, then there's the text message thread that's then they had a text message from 7/22/2013, a text message between her and Diddy. And it says, please delete any videos in your iPhone. You have too many people in your stuff. Right? And so they have messages. So they're showing threads going on. Da, 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 da. So Diddy says, I did. Because she told Diddy that.
Yeah. So
Diddy says, I did. And no iCloud. Taking the Ambien now. Good night. Right? So now, what was the security role? So security role was to intimidate them. This is because they had a tape that allegedly, there was a tape of Cassie going around that she was in a freak off, allegedly. She said she was told by someone that there was alleged tape that they was heard about, or someone saw that of her, like, allegedly in a freak off or something.
She was like, what the fuck?
So come to find out, I think DJ Who Kid, I think Diddy sent the message like, yo, did Who Kid say he filmed the video? Who gave him the video or something like that? So DJ Who Kid and some dude named Sujit. I think Sujit is the person that was telling her about the situation. All right. So now they setting up this meeting between Sujit, DJ Who Kid, and Diddy and Cassie to figure out something about this alleged tape of a freak off or something that Cassie's in. And she's like, oh my God, my heart dropped that someone said that they probably saw me in something I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. She said when in the meeting, Who Kid, she didn't talk with Who Kid that much. Sujit was talking. Diddy had all the security there and all these things there to intimidate them. This is what she said. She said they had a dinner and Puff told Cass, bring lots of security. And Uncle Paulie and Cruz was there, and he was there, and her manager was there. What was the freak off recovery like? She said, you know, it took a little time. We took IV fluids, massages, went to go eat, and things like that. So maybe that's some of the alone time that she's talking about when she's saying she's getting alone time. Now they chilling, IV fluids, this, that, going to eat, recovering because we done did a freak off for mad days on drugs, binging, drinking nothing but water, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Gee.
She took opiates. I mean, she said, out of the drugs I took a lot of opiates to come down from the ecstasy or the MDMA. Opiates numbered. She said the opiates numbed her, and she didn't want to deal with reality at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? She went into even some drug dealers, named the drug dealer that Diddy and them was using to go get drugs and all types of shit. Like, shit's crazy. So she took the opiates after the freak offs, and she got them from drug dealers, or she got them also from, you already know.
Ooch.
Diddy, she said, Sean gave me opiates. Boom, right? So now she said she had a lot of gastro. She said, what was like some of the effects that you had from these freak offs? She said she had a lot of gastrointestinal issues, stomach issues. She had a lot of stomach issues behind it the drugs and all the stuff that she was taking as well, not just a box get beat or something, like from the drugs she's taking. And she said she had frequent UTIs, very frequent. Sometimes they would even be back to back. You know, she would be freaking off even with the infections.
Yeah, because it would create like a burning infection.
He said, a
burning sensation.
Yeah, she said the UTIs were painful. She tried remedies like cranberry pills and other remedies that she was trying. But, you know, she said, how did this feel to have it on you, like having a freak over, having sex while on your, having a UTI? She said it was very painful. She said I felt horrible to have a freak off. It burned as well, and she wouldn't advise it to any woman to ever do this. If you ever had, God forbid, you get a UTI. If you ever have one, to not have sex when you have it, right? So then she said, she messages Diddy that she has a UTI. She said, did you tell Diddy that you have UTIs and stuff like that? He said, yeah. I told him, like, did it matter? He's like, it didn't matter, like, whatever. I mean, she's still freaking off.
Wow.
Right? So she had sores on her tongue from the drugs and from the friction from oral and baby oil and Astrogod going in her mouth over the long periods of time that she was doing these freak offs for. Cassie's a champion, son. Trust me. One woman in the court looked at me and said, she's tainted. I said, Cassie looks beautiful. I was just talking about how she looks. Her pregnancy is fitting her well. And a woman that was next to me said, she's tainted. She's tainted.
Wow.
She may be psychologically twisted behind all the shit that she's been through. But when we look at Cassie, bro, the woman is a trooper, bro. She's a trooper. Look at all the shit she's been through, bro. Come on, bro. Imagine a good person like hopefully Alex Fonz is doing it right by. They got their family, but imagine a good person get that though.
And look at the miracle
she's willing to go through. Look at the woman, the quality of her, not the shit she's doing, but the quality of her. Because women do this every day that love a man. Trust me. Men, we do shit, but we don't go as hard as women sometimes. I'm telling you, when a woman love a man,
I'll never go as hard for the woman.
It's different when a woman love a man than when a man loves a woman.
Right.
Two different loves, bro.
So what is it going to take for men to love women to the degree in which women be loving men?
No. What is it going to take
for that? For niggas to love like that?
I don't know what it's going to take, man. You know, back in the
not in terms of being able to be abused, but just in terms of like the faithfulness of it all, the the openness of it all, the my God. But you know, I look.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's so funny?
You know what? I ain't never loved like this. I ain't never seen Mo Brown.
No, I was entertaining this. I honestly think I honestly think that a big part of why women and or other feminine entities alongside women end up maybe being more emotionally present than the dominant partners are in a situation is because there's something more sacred and more intimate about being penetrated. Like when you are the receiver and you're opening your body, you're in this position to kind of like transmute this pain into pleasure. There's something very spiritual and metaphysical and transcended and very intimate and very deep about being willing to be physically in pain in the name of pleasure and love, and how that shows up psychologically in terms of the attachment to the person you are willing to, to be on the receiving end for. I think that's much different of an experience than having a dick and just, being able to slide in and out some ass or some pussy. While that can be sacred too, but that's very different from being penetrated. It's something really intimate about just being the receiver versus being the damn giver. I think if more men were penetrated, they actually might be damn on the cross like women are when it comes to their emotional attachment, when it comes to just their level of bond to the woman, etc. But what do you think about that idea? Do you think that literal, like that penetration in and of itself may have something to do with the way people deepen their sentiments toward the people they, are dating?
I think it ain't even about penetration to me, because
what do you think
penetration when we going in? Because when we go in there on that level though.
Yeah.
I just me, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I catch myself thinking about things. Like one time I thought about something like during sex, right? Like I was having sex with a woman, and she wasn't that tall or that big though. You know what I'm saying? I weighed like 190 pounds, right? At the time I probably weighed like 200 pounds, right? And then just to think what a woman could do. First of all, I'm having sex with her, beating it, right? But then even if I'm drinking, look, I'm about to pass out, drop on her. Boom, my whole weight, all my weight. She's probably 100 and whatever pounds. I'm about to put all my weight on her. Like she's about to take my weight on her, not just my sex and whatever I'm doing. She's about to take my weight on her, everything that she can sustain all of this shit. Like a woman is a really strong thing. Like she's built like Fort Tough. She's meant to go through things, be through things. She's probably one of the most durable things on earth. That's what I think. A woman, not a man. It's crazy though.
And as a gay man who's versatile, I can definitely attest that there is just a different level of emotionality that's there when you're in the dominant role versus when you're in the submissive role. It's an extra sauce on that shit when you in the booked over position.
Yeah, I'm more of a dominant person though. I'm more of like that though. You know what I mean? Even in my relationships, I'm more of a dominant person. You know what I'm saying? Sexually, I'm more dominant too as well. You know what I mean? So some things that even they talking about, nigga, you want me to pee on her? My bad. I'm sorry, I ain't peeing on nobody. I'm just joking. But I'm just let me not joke with y'all. I
have peed on and in partners.
Listen, one person told me one day she wanted me to pee on her one day. You know what I'm saying? It was you know what I'm saying? We had sex. You know what I'm saying? It was good sex.
Some people are into golden showers.
And she wanted me to pee on her. I mean, if you gotta pee, you gotta pee. Okay? Hey, it is what it is. I'm just saying.
Look, we already here. You might as well anoint my body. Anoint me.
Who said that? You said that?
I'm talking about the woman you talking about. You were like,
oh, that's what she said. Who said that? I looked to the chat. I said, who said that?
You ain't got.
I looked to the chat. I said, who? I said, which one? I said, who said that? Which one of y'all?
Just go ahead and water thy garden. You already here. Wow. Look, kink play is a real thing. Like that's why I was like, look, I can't judge the sexual acts. Everybody got their thing, but long as everybody happy, long as everybody into what the fuck they into, it is what it is.
That's what it's about. It's about everybody
mutually
knowing what's going on. Everybody is mutual. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't, nobody taking advantage of nobody. Everybody is doing what you're doing. If you got your little whatever y'all like to do, then do what you like to do. But just be real about what you're doing. That's it.
Absolutely. All right, so back to the notes.
Boom. So let me see how she felt after the freak off. So on the lips. She said she did a lot of dicks and a lot of partying. She messaged him, yo, man. Did a lot of dicks and a lot of partying. She messaged Diddy. We did a lot of dicks and a lot of partying. Sean says he's sorry. He apologizes for it, but she doesn't know why. He says sorry about her saying that. So that's like, so the prosecution is highlighting these little things. You know what I'm saying? So she said, how did you feel like after the freak off? She felt achy. She felt tired. She felt drained. She felt emotionally empty, especially if she didn't get a chance to stay with him or have that like a little alone time. She felt mad, gross, and worthless because she'd be back to her regular so-called life. You know what I'm saying? She done did this wild freak off for days, and now it's what? The fuck? Now I'm whatever, get back to my life. I'm in my hotel, whatever the fuck I'm doing. I'm going out, whatever the fuck I'm doing, to pop up at events or whatever. Because she really wasn't doing no album. You know what I'm saying? So even at times she was going to studios or whatever the case, she was recording shit that she had never dropped.
Wow.
So one time Diddy came after the wild shit, the abuse, and she was stuck in the London hotel for the 7 days. He said, when did you leave the London hotel? She said, after a week. Why? He said, because Diddy came to the hotel or wherever she was, and then he took her to the studio and said, you can go to the studio, whatever the case may be, so she could record some music. So, you know what I'm saying? But remember, all of these songs never came out. So what am I recording music for when you know you're never going to put me out? So is that psychological? Is that something being used against a person's mind? You got my career in your hand. I done freaked off, allegedly. The fuck? You want to put out the tapes, allegedly. The hell? I don't even know how much freak offs I've had. I don't even know all the names of the people that they're showing on the screens to me.
There's no way she could. It was too frequent, and there was too many.
Hundreds. That means it was 200. Hundreds.
It was too frequent, and then it's compounded by stress, exhaustion, fatigue, and drugs. So of course she ain't gonna remember exact numbers or exact faces.
THP, Molly, ketamine, Diddy, and one minute. Yo, you know we can't no freak off without the K. You got to get the K, yo. We need ketamine. We can't have a proper freak off. One message you see Diddy right, you know we can't have a proper freak off without
ketamine is hardcore.
They said, what is K? K means ketamine. Okay, so you can't have a proper freak off without the ketamine? You know what I'm saying? And he like, yo, look, man, we're going to figure out the ketamine, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we got to do this thing right. We can't be playing with the freak off. You know what I'm saying? You got to, freak off got to eke off right. We ain't want to sneak off. We with the freak off. You know, allegedly.
Jesus. My God.
Allegedly, Diddy. So when she went to sex clubs, she visited sex clubs in New York, the Green Door in Las Vegas, and some in Los Angeles. When she went to sex clubs, he bought them to sex club with Jules, went to the sex club with them, the guy Jules. She would drink, take X, MDMA, GHP, and provided by Sean. He gave her the drugs. Then she would have sex with Sean and Jules. She never wanted to have sex with Jules, like I told you, but rather had sex with Jules than a random guy. So he was a safe place for her because he actually knew he started developing some sort of a friendship throughout all the time that they fucking freaking off. You start talking to a person and you start being a little cool.
Found love in a hopeless place.
Start being a little cool and shit. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Nigga was probably skinning that shit by himself. When she told Sean she didn't want to go to the sex club, he would turn it around and flip it, and she still would probably do a freak off or go to the sex club, however, you know what I mean? He would be like, yo, it'd be fun, man. Just chill. We ain't gonna be there that long. Like 30 minutes. We just gonna go chill for like 30. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna go chill. We ain't gonna be there that long and shit. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna go get to the thing real quick and I ain't. Period. You know what I'm saying? They saying what they saying, but we talking like we talking. I'm from New York. Fuck. Yo, listen, we ain't gonna be there that long. So listen, we gonna spin in there, spin out. You already know we gonna go eke off real quick at the eco sneak off. Yeah, I ain't. and we gonna be out straight. We run 30 minutes and be an hour and we out of there. Period. Basically, the conversation. We got to take the transcript and put in conversation for. So he said she drank because she didn't want to be there sober. This is why she drank. She said
it's how she disassociated from the experience.
No, she just gets smacked. She on opium. She just drinks. She said, I just started to drink crazy because she was scared. She was nervous when she did these things sometimes and shit because she had to perform. And you know what I mean? If she don't do something in the way, shit could trigger. It could go up in the spot. She's running out the hotel in an alley or some shit one day. You know what I mean? So it's pins and needles because you not, like Diddy said one day, you're not going to fuck up my experience. I get that ass back in that shit. Allegedly, Diddy. Allegedly.
A workhorse.
Cassie said. So he said, she said if she would leave, it would be a bad mood if she tried to leave the eco sneak off.
Yeah.
She was scared that he'd be in a bad mood. She said when she would leave the Lemontage, I think the Lemontage Hotel, I think it's called, something like that. The Lemontage, and go to the alleyway. This is the alleyway, not the Beverly Hills. If I spoke wrong, I think I said Beverly. It's mad shit in my head because she was doing shit at the Beverly Hills Hotel as well. I think this alleyway was at the Lemontage Hotel. The Beverly Hills, she used to go, I think, some closet or some shit, wherever she go to Beverly. There's a lot. So she would go to the alley, but would end up back in the room in the same freak off. She would run from the freak off in the alleyway, hiding or whatever the case. He would come find her, or whatever, they would come find her, and then she would end up back in the freak off. Except for the Intercontinental Hotel. Sean would find her. She said every time, except for the Intercontinental Hotel, and that's the hotel where the assault happened. She said he would find her and bring her back to the freak offs. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That's the only time, every time except for that. The Intercontinental Hotel is when she left. Remember? She had the fat lip, the black eye, and all that shit. The video we seen, he never went to get her that day. Remember, her friend called cops that day too as well. But and the whole time he messaged, yo, cops here. You ain't gonna come help me. I'm alone. Please help. Yo, I'm getting locked up. Thank you. And all this. See what I'm saying? But she said every other time he would come and find her, or somebody would go and find the security, whoever, and she'd be back in the damn freak off again. No matter if she left. She was injured in freak offs. He'd push her down, he'd hit her inside the head, all types of things he'd do. It was her and the escorts, but escorts also witnessed the abuse as well. Who escorts seen it? Jules was present at a time. This guy seen the abuse. Within the first year, he was physical during the freak offs. You know what I mean? NY, Los Angeles, Miami, start naming locations. He put his hand on her way too frequently. She said he did this way too frequently. He said, how often did he hit you? She said, way too frequently.
Way too frequently.
Way too often.
Many times, yeah.
You know what I mean? So Deontay was was her friend that I told you. Deontay was one of the people that jumped on his back. Male friend. So Deontay, her friend, is shown. They showed a picture of him. She left the Abbey, the Abbey or whatever. She left the Abbey to go and pack for OVO Fest in Miami and all of this. Oh, no, not Miami. Mia, the person that they're referencing is Mia, because I don't think they use the person's name, but they call that person Mia. Mia is not the person's name, I don't think. The employee, the ex-employee. We got a Cassie, we got Jane Doe, and we got Mia. But Mia is not Mia's name. Mia is what they're referring to Mia as. Mia has a name, and she used to work for Diddy. Okay, so when I say Mia, Mia is that person. But Jane is Jane. Jane is a whole nother individual who he was dealing with for like 3 years or whatever case, a single mom. So it's 3 victims that they basically going on. We got any other person that we're going to hear. These are the 3 people that we're lazily hearing about. But the main 2 people that they drove forward from the beginning, the prosecutors, they said this is about 2 victims, Cassie and Jane. So they never made it about Mia, but they're using Mia Bonner, her homegirl that they thought that try to dangle off the thing. So they bringing all these other people to secure the thing, but they on Cassie and Jane. So Sean came in when she was asleep, and he was yelling at her about being asleep, and her and Deontay jumped on his back because he was attacking Cassie.
And they should have unalived that nigga.
Right? He threw her onto the bed frame. And her head had a significant gash. So the gash was deep in her damn eye. You know what I'm saying? She had a
wide open.
She had a wide ass gash on her head, so much so that Diddy had to send his people with her. Said, "Yo, look, send it to the plastic surgeon to get it fixed up." They showed the gash, they showed the wound on the pictures. They showed it to us. Sean had brung her to the plastic surgeon. I told you. Then they showed a text thread, 8/5/2013, Diddy. So you can remember, she sent the picture of her wound to Diddy. Said so, and her message was, "So you can remember." And she sent it to him, the picture of it, because she said, "I wanted him to remember what he did, or maybe he would feel sorry for it or something, but I wanted him to do it." Just like the book she said she wrote. She wrote a book just for Diddy to read it and for Diddy to see it. And she tried to get that book to Diddy's people through Diddy's people, but then Christina Coram, his assistant, was like, they're not taking that like stupid. They ain't gonna take that serious. Whatever. Okay. Well, whatever, something to that. So that, along those lines, she said, you feel me? The same thing that she was allegedly going to put out and saying like, "Yo, give me my 30 M's." She said, "I wanted my compensation for all of the shit that I've been through, all of the shit that I've done, bro." Like, she said, "How did you come up with the number 30? She said, "I just thought of a number and that's it. That's how I came up with shit straight, nigga. 30, nigga, that's it." You know what I mean? So I'm like, I wonder how she came up with the number. She said, "I just thought of a number and I just said 30. Shit, 130. That's it." And I felt I wanted it. You know what I mean? For what she's been through and what she damn been through, all this stuff. Like, what? She said, and I could talk about mad more stuff besides freak offs. They were like, "What do you mean more stuff besides freak offs?" She's like, "I've been with him for a very long time. There's so many things. You know what I mean? It's other abuses, it's this and that. There's so many things." She's talking about drugs, him using drugs, him having a med bag. She confirmed he had a med bag full of drugs. Yes, he had weapons, he had guns and safes, all of that. She's confirming all of these things, bro. All these. Who gave you all the things? Him. Who did this? Him. Who put the gun in your bag? Him. In the club. Him. I was scared for my life. Loaded weapon. All these things. Him. So now, boom. They showed the picture of the gash, and she said the message, "So you can remember this." Diddy messaged back, you don't know when to stop. You continue to push too far, and you don't know when to stop." Diddy messages her, "You don't know when to stop. You continue to push too far. You don't know when to stop." She messaged him the gash shit. Okay? She messaged him the gash. Anyway, it's craziness. Anyway, so now Cassie says, "Just say sorry. I came in saying sorry. I don't care, kid. Like, I don't care." You know what I'm saying? So they show another pic of her in French Montana. The cut is visible because her hair is over it. She's sitting on it. There's a picture of her in French Montana. I'm gonna see if I find these pictures, put them up. You know what I'm saying? And it's sitting on a chair like at an event. You know what I'm saying? And she had on her little dress, but she got her hair like kind of big, curly kind of, but she got over her eye. So her left eye, because she's sitting here, so it's over her left eye. And that's saying she had this big gash on her head at the time. Then she said after that they went to the Hamptons to have a freak off. Right after that, they had another freak off with Dave, the escort. Where was Dave from? Hold on. Let me see where Dave was from. Dave was the brown-skinned dude. He had like a receding hairline, like his top of his hair was a little receding. It was brown, but he had a low cut, but it was kind of receding on the top and kind of receding to the hairline. And he was a brown-skinned dude, had a full kind of beard. So you've seen a lot of dudes had full beards. Yeah. Kind of like a thing that I don't know who's picking these people or what but there's a type that's kind of going on. Even some of the white guys or the Spanish guys was having the same kind of look. Aesthetic. Black guys was having as well. Let's see. The times she's like the freak off, she would leave if she was scared or she was on the bad mood. When she would pick up her hair. With Dave the escort, that's where I was at, right? All right, pick up Dave, the black man I told you, boom, 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 low cut hair, big beard. Before she took GHP, she smoked weed, and then she passed out, and she woke up nude in the shower, and I guess they was like looking kind of scared. I don't know what the fuck happened. This during a freak off, she passed out. She woke up naked in the shower. What the fuck happened? You know what I mean? It's during a freak off. You know what I'm saying? After all of that, they continued to freak off. When she woke up too, she was naked, nigga, like this. They don't probably freak their ass off, man. They have bed, put her ass in the shower, nigga. God. You know what I mean? She's in the shower like this, came back too. And after that, like, yo, you good? All right, cool. let's get back to the freak off. So what is this picture you shown?
Oota, he's cooked, sir.
They said
you do realize that, right? He's cooked.
They said Diddy. What they said? What is this picture that they showing you there? That's me standing in the freak off, my heels, this and that. What's that on your skin, baby? All. What is this picture? Me sitting on the couch in the freak off. What's that in between the couch and the next couch right there? Linen, like a sheet or something. Linens, yeah, a bunch of linens. Because she said she would take linens and cover furniture and shit like that. The oils and all this shit get everywhere. They said, so what's in the floor in front of you? Linen. So she's sitting in a chair and shit. Over here is linens, man, sheets or whatever here. Then right in front of her is sheets on the floor when she about to be on the floor getting freaked out, probably pissed on whatever the fuck happening down there on the floor.
But you do know that they they just proved the sex trafficking and the rape because they were having.
She said one day he raped her. No, I'm sorry.
No, you know what I'm saying. Not only did she only say that they raped her, but they also raped her unconscious. So that's also considered rape because she can't even consent if she's not conscious.
Well, she didn't say that she was, but I mean, she just said she went there, she smoked the weed, she did the GHB.
She was passed out.
And she passed out. And then next thing she knows, she's naked in the damn shower. But they don't go into what happens. But she went to this freak off, they freaking off, and she wakes up in the shower naked, and right after that, she continues to freak off.
Once she passed out, etc., they threw her in the shower. Like you said, and they finished off, and then they threw her in the shower, apparently.
I don't know, because she went to do the freak off. She said she don't remember nothing. She passed out. Next thing you know, she woke up fucking naked in the damn shower. Why is she naked? Why is she in the goddamn shower? What are you talking about? She wasn't naked. Obviously, she wasn't naked when she passed out. She just started taking the damn drugs.
So she either had a side effect from the fucking drugs, or the drugs were fucking laced with other shit she didn't know about, or she was fucking, like, her body was literally exhausted. Her body was literally struggling to just hold the fuck up through all this laboring, traveling, drugs, sex, stress.
Stop it. At times she's like, no, I just got myself together. No, I don't want to do it. Like, you can see at times she's going to rehab. She's talking about her going to rehabs and things like that. At one point, this was the world one. This was the hot one. This was the hot one. Let me get out this one, regardless of what. She said at one point, because remember she was going to rehabs and different things. Remember she was on the opiates heavy. Remember she was doing cocaine, all this other shit. But she was on the opiates. She was on the Percocet. She was on the Vicodin. She was on all those things. So she was going to therapy, and sometimes people were trying to tell her to get help. At one point, she tells her husband, Alex Fines, she tells him, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. You can just do this without me. She goes to walk into traffic to commit an unaliving of herself, bro. She tried to unalive her own self, bro. But if it wasn't for the husband stopped her, she said, from unaliving herself. She didn't want to be here. She didn't want to be, bro. She said she couldn't deal with the pain and just the thought of all of the things that she's been through, and it was all just crashing and just weighing down on her. And she's just there. They're like, why are you doing this? She's like, because I just want the truth. She started crying. Like, I just want to, like, I just want the real, like, out, like, all of the years. Like, I just always wanted to tell him, maybe he would see, like, all of the things that I was just trying to tell him, like all of the hurt, the years of pain, and all of the stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when she wrote the book, she didn't write the book and just release the book. She wrote the book and she hit her lawyers and she hit his lawyers as well to say, look, man, she wanted him to read the book. But I don't even think the nigga even read the book.
Of course not. Of course
you know what I'm saying? But, bro, nigga, read the book, bro. You can't be stupid and stupid at the same time. You got to be stupid and sometimes smart, or smart and sometimes stupid.
Why he gonna read the book? Why
he can't be stupid and stupid?
Because he lived through it with her. It was nothing for him to read. He know exactly what the hell he put her through. He was the one subjecting her to all this shit. It wasn't
that comes with responsibility to read that book. You got to take ownership of the things you did. And this is some of the things that's playing, like she's saying, like, you know what I mean? The shame of it all. Like, maybe he couldn't realize the shame of it all, the things that he did. These are the things
how the fuck is Cassie going to expect a man that dangled women over balconies, drugged her, subjected her to abuse, punched down on her, beat on her, gashed her face, bombed her boyfriend's car, and you're going to expect him, after years of seeing this man be satanic, Luciferian, and evil, and you think, I mean, I don't, like, how, you can't even, I mean, I know she expects that because she has a humanity, and when you have a humanity, you just can't imagine someone else don't. Like, because you got a humanity. Like, so I know why she still is like, there got to be a humanity in there. There gotta be. But no, baby, like, Diddy is one of those reprobates, baby. He toe up. His brain don't brain. His soul don't soul. He gone. He been gone for a long time. There ain't no recovery button. He ain't there. I mean,
oh yeah, Victoria. Yeah.
And he wasn't gonna read no motherfucking book and sympathize. He didn't even sympathize when he was taking her through all this shit. A book wasn't going to be the holy grail of like, oh, this is my awakening. What was going to be in the book that wasn't in the day by day that he wasn't even responding to? He threw her body, her unconscious body, in the shower, for God's sakes.
Nuts.
And left her there.
Nutsini. Nuts.
But he was gonna read the book and see the light.
That's how come I didn't even sit down on the channel yet, bro. When I sit down, look, bro, I haven't even sat down on my own channel yet. Do you hear me? I came on Conscious channel. I'll be giving him the updates after my live, bro. I didn't go home yet. You know, right? I have a life. You know? I have a whole life, you know. Real shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but at the end of the day, it's about us getting the information. You know what I'm saying? Us getting the information out here and getting it down in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Us all winning together, man. That's what it's all about. But this whole thing is crazy. Trust me. I gotta still do a read. I think I'm gonna do a read on the weekend. I gave him that to read. I'm gonna do a read on the weekend as well.
I can't take.
Because this is what it is. So you know I'm gonna be live updating
every day.
But I'm Conscious gonna have information. Yeah. We're gonna be having paperwork, this and that. So we in our bag, everybody in their bag. You know what I'm saying? This is what we all about. It's about us getting to the work, us winning together, us building together. If you like that, then you are my kind of people. If you're about yourself, you don't want to help nobody, stay away from me. I want to save my ammunition. Stay away from me. Yeah. I want people around me that's going to help people besides themselves, besides their family. You're supposed to help your family. I want people that are around me that's going to help people besides themselves. Yes. Older men and women, anywhere older. If you're 30, your ass older. You probably got 10 gray hairs. Stop fronting. Look, I want every man that's listening to my voice, make sure you helping a younger dude, a younger guy, dropping some jewels on some of them, helping them to not get involved with some of the things that we have been involved in, bro. If you're a woman, help a younger woman, a younger chick, a younger girl, whatever, to stay away from some of the things that you've been gotten to, dealing with the wrong one, all type of thing. You know what I mean? This is what we got to do. We may not get accredited for that. That's how we're going to start to get back our future, because them young people is the future, whether we think they wilding, they on the drill, or they on the hill, whatever. This is our kids. This is our nephews. This is our nieces. This is our little brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about, man. So if you got 2 gray hairs, it ain't about you no more, man. Stop.
All right, man. Look, the kids are the future.
The future. I'm about to change my location, though. I'm about to switch.
Change your location. You already know. Hold on, I got one more fundamental question for you.
What's up?
So how do you call it today? Who would you give today to?
All the way to the prosecution all day. They took the whole day. They played football. They ran the ball and ran the clock out on the whole day. We were supposed to get in cross-examination. It was 4:20 in the court, 4:15. So they're like, that's after they was done, supposedly. So now they was done. They finished, actually, at like 4:15. So now we still got some minutes. We got 45 minutes, whatever time. We got some minutes to get it in. So they're like, oh, nah, look, she's going to take a break because she wants to take bathroom breaks and stuff like that. So they're like, yo, we're going to get into it. I'm like, are they really going to get into the cross? They front. Because I'm trying to run outside, not only do my live, but I'm trying to beat the traffic. So we got to go back, get our phones and all this stuff. And it's traffic, elevators and all that. I'm trying to beat the court out. I be beating them before lunch. I'm trying to beat it out there. I'm not trying to be in the line. Right. Feel me? So around a certain time, like 4:20, around that time, they was like, you know what? We're just going to call it here. Boom, 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 boom. So that's successful on the prosecution's part because they went through this whole day. You know, like the other day it was going to the urine, it was going to the blood, it's going on this other stuff. Today they was going heavily on the domestic violence, the abuse, showing the pictures of the eye, the black mark. The one time he kicked her in the back when she was leaving on the butt, she fell. The bruise on her butt, back, lower back. The next one, the award shows, the red carpets, the bruise on her legs, her in French Montana, the gash covered with the eye. So they was going to line to the abuse. So all of these plethora of men, it's raining men, no hallelujahs. You feel me? All these people, all of these things. So now that's left on the jury's mind this whole day. You can't think of nothing else besides this. So that's strong for you as a prosecution. You know what I'm saying? That's strong for you to do that. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It's good it ended up like that. The judge said, okay, we're going to call it now at like 4:20, some 4:30. They called it. We ended up all leaving, going outside. So now we in the space of what's going to be tomorrow, how they're going to go about cross-examining her. And I'm betting that they're going to take those 2 days. They do not want that prosecution to see nobody.
Right.
Okay. Before this weekend, you want to end it on you, the last thing for these last 2 days, and then the jury sit and think about that for 2 days on the weekend. Then come back to court, and then we're gonna be probably opening back up with a new witness, most likely, and the prosecution's gonna be playing ball and starting it off all again. You feel me? So it's like a game. So one guy, he's like a lawyer, big time lawyer in the court. He said, "You don't see what's going on?" I said, "What?" He said, "Look, man, they're gonna end it now." I was like, "Word?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Episode 3 tomorrow." Yo, look, big a white guy, straight white guy from the court, lawyer dude, too. I didn't want to say his name. Off the record, he told me. So off the record, look, yo, big dude too. He like, "Yo, look at this. What are you talking about? It's like a sitcom. This is like a cat and mouse game. This is a game that we watch. It's like a play that we're watching happening in the courtroom." Yeah. It's like a dance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dance that we watch. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes some people get the bowing and sometimes some people get the spinning. But it's a dance that we watch and play out in the courtroom. Yeah. Sometimes some people get it. But today, the prosecution went really, really hard. Yeah. And the defense didn't get a chance to at least get, because if the defense was at least able to get at least a couple minutes on the board, they could start asking some questions, get their energy up, start putting that on the jury, at least for today. And then get into tomorrow and continue it. You know what I'm saying? So this is all a strategic dance that's happening. So I'm really like sitting back and watching it. So today I didn't get to go into like the main court or nothing like that. Yeah. I was outside doing live. So I was in the overflow rooms and shit. Yeah.
Got it, man. All right, man. Get up out of here. Dope reporting as always. Looking forward to you tomorrow. Thank you for the transcript, man. Be blessed. We love you down.
Even when he's doing his read on the weekend, I'm gonna pop over there too because I might have probably some people that we're gonna link. And we're gonna talk about some Cassie or whatever the hell else too. So yeah,
for sure. Oota on a motherfucking go, man. Go home. Take care of yourself, man. We love you.
I love you.
That's Oota, y'all. All Oota's links are in the description box below, y'all. Check Oota out, Cash App, Instagram, everything else. Man, somebody just asked, how the fuck are we going to make it through? I don't know how the fuck we're going to make it through 2 months of this. Y'all, when I was sitting here listening to Oota give the rundown, I was literally just thinking to myself, like, the fucking country feels like, I feel like I'm living in a parody. Like, the country is literally in this, like, cartoonish, I feel like I'm in a cartoon. I feel like I'm living a cartoon, girl, from the administration to the Diddy shit to, it's like everything is like over the top and out of whack. And it's like we're living in some type of upside down ass reality. It's like all the rules are not ruling. It's like all this color, just like it's like the rainbow is like blending. None of the colors have like lines of demarcation in them. Like it feels kind of surreal. Like I literally feel like I'm living inside of a Nintendo simulation. Like it feels odd. Like reality kind of feels a little fucking freakish. Like there's just something real like gooey and like Play-Doh-ish and just, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like it's too much and it's like everywhere. It's like the simulation is just falling apart and it's just like glitter everywhere. It's like all this fucking confetti just falling and falling and falling. Like what the fuck is all of this? Like what is this? It's the age of Aquarius. Knocking shit down, burning down the fourth wall, collapsing the glass ceiling, exposing and peeling back the fucking layers. And I'm gonna be honest, if we're gonna have to deal with 2 months of this, even though I know I'm probably setting my sails a little bit too high, what I wanted this trial to be, I wanted a real Rico. I wanted to really see organized crime be held accountable collective. I felt like this trial and this case had the potential, if they wasn't rushing to trial, if they just took their fucking time, if the feds fed it, because I feel like, honestly, the feds kind of rushed the situation after Cassie filed her lawsuit. I feel like had they just took their time from the point that Cassie sued the shit out of Diddy, maybe spent a few years really thoroughly investigating everything, I felt like this could have been the trial of all motherfucking trials. And let me tell you, I wouldn't give a damn that it would have had to be a black man on the receiving end of that shit, because the justice of it all really could have been there. And I felt like this could have been a real RICO case, especially considering everything that we heard from the Cassie lawsuit, from the civil lawsuits. Some of those civil lawsuits seem to have been backed up by some realities. Like for some of the people that filed suit against Diddy, saying that they, went to the police. Their police reports were suppressed. They had evidence of police, like losing their information, not being interested in running down on Diddy. All this shit about the IVs and the doctors and nurses who were like administering the IVs, like who was training people who were administering the IVs if there weren't direct doctors, because somebody would have had to write off prescriptions for Diddy when it came to this GHB shit, unless they were doing some back market homemade GHB, or a doctor would have had to been signing off on all this shit. Like, this could have been explosive. They could have peeled back the layers of the corruption from the government, the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, the police industry, because based upon all of the suits, it seemed like there was a little bit of this industry and that industry that was all colluding and conspiring in this big ass coup to help Diddy do this. And man, that could have just God knows what led to whatever else. But even though maybe some of those people ain't going to be ran down on, some of those industries not going to be ran down on in this case, I really hope that the feds don't stop here. I hope that the feds are looking into these civil suits, and any of the civil suits that got some legitimacy to them, that they can pick up these cases and pick up these charges, baby, and start the motherfucking rundown. Because I guarantee you, these same pharmaceutical industries, these same police that have been in cahoot with Diddy, etc., these same fucking doctors, they're not just doing for Diddy. More than likely, that corruption exists in other parts of their practices with other fucking clients. Who knows? Like, this shit is probably connected to politicians, presidents. I mean, it's a whole web. It will just evolve beyond Diddy into an entire thing. And we probably ain't even got enough fucking prisons built to accommodate the level of fucking buffoonery and people sitting in high places who got blood on their motherfucking hands, who helped to facilitate this shit directly or indirectly. I can't imagine that we're going to go through 2 months of hearing from fucking escorts. I want to see some RICO. I want to see other people from this enterprise charged, etc. But considering that we got 2 months to go, maybe we got 2 months of this thing, because we're going to see some other key players, man, piling into this shit. So all of that, you guys, I know that somebody mentioned the recording of Diddy filming Cassie underneath a blanket. Somebody said that they hope this video shows up on the exhibit. They never saw it before. So here's that video for those who have never seen this before. Y'all remember that video that Diddy did posting Cassie on his story where she was curled up in a ball on the floor with a blanket?
What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say. when you put your girl on the snap. What you got to say now?
No, I don't think that the feds have all that information. I think that the feds, like always, they're doing a half-ass job. You know, once again, we've already seen how they do these fucking RICO cases a lot of times. Like the Kelly case was supposed to be a RICO. Ain't nobody sitting in jail practically but fucking Kelly. So, no, I don't have high hopes. No, the Fed investigation was way too soon. It was way too quick. The feds had not been on Diddy's ass for years. They literally got on his ass after Cassie filed suit. So that's why they had to go all the way back. They had to go all the way back. Like they had to try to go through all this footage, go back to the 90s, back to the fucking 80s. And a lot of that information had been outdated, etc. So they literally didn't even get on Diddy's ass until Cassie's fucking lawsuit. Typically, by the time the feds show up, they already done been 6, 7, 10 motherfucking years on your ass. Okay, they got the backup for the backup, the tea for the tea for the tea for the tea. Everything is piping motherfucking hot. The cup overflowing. So no, I don't think that they have all the information. This is going to largely center around Diddy solely, and more than likely, he's going to be the only person that's going to see any jail time. And right now, I do believe that his ass is fucking cooked. There's too much explicitity. There's too much deviancy. It's too sexually charged. America, despite how horny America is in all actuality, despite all that, Americans like to still nonetheless, carry a conservative ness optically. And I feel like that alone, just the sexual alleged deviancy of it all, is going to be enough for people to be like, yeah, I definitely got my mind made up. This nigga nasty, lock his ass up. Like, if he pee in them motherfuckers' mouths and shit, I mean, like, what's the difference between that, man? Of course, he probably lock his ass up. Like, I can't see America looking past that. I can't see a jury looking past that. I just feel like that alone has tainted this thing. I don't feel like the jury is going to be able to really separate, kinks and, sexual play and all of that from the actual charges. And I really feel he's cooked. And once again, Cassie actually is the person being trafficked in this situation. Everybody trying to figure out, where's the sex trafficking? Where's the sex trafficking? Well, I ain't heard yet. Bitch, you are hearing about sex trafficking. You're hearing about it from Cassie. Cassie, the one being fucking trafficked. Why do you think she's a fucking witness? A key witness, a star witness, foundational witness. She's the fucking one being trafficked, tortured, beat, coerced, blackmailed, threatened, forced into sexual slavery. And everybody else, the escorts are just the bonus. All the escort testimonies are just the accent and the frosting and the whipped cream and all of the other, shit you put on top. Baby, Diddy is cooked to the books, baby. I don't know how the fuck you defend some shit like this. The jury gonna jury, y'all. Now, I don't know if he gonna get life. Might not get life. But Diddy cooked. I'm calling it right now. Right now, baby. Yeah, he cooked. Cooked broccoli. Oh, yes. All right, I got to get out of here. We've been live streaming all day, y'all. It's like, damn, 7 live streams I did today, girl. Get into the Megan Thee Stallion stuff, the Tory Lane stuff, the midday update. Get into the DDG, Haley, Ruby Rose, girl. We literally been living, girl. I've been living my life on live, girl. I am a damn live stream at this motherfucking point. All right, thumbs up, share. We'll be back tomorrow. Meeting the Oota. Oota sent me the transcripts, y'all. We're going to get into the full transcript readings over the weekend. I ain't going to be able to squeeze that in because it's like hundreds of pages of that shit. So we'll literally be here for hours reading. And I don't know whether I'm going to do it in one swell swoop or do it over like a 2-day period and break it up. I'll look through it to see how I want to situate it. Hell, me and Oota may do some shared readings. Like I read a quarter, he read a quarter, etc. We trade off on acting shit out. We'll figure it out. Shout out to Oota On Go. Please make sure y'all support my boy. He's a great moderator. He's an amazing content creator. He's growing his platform. He's doing the motherfucking numbers. He boots to the goddamn ground right now out there with the Nancy Gray and the goddamn Gail Kings and everything else. So make sure you guys are subscribing to Oota. Instagram, YouTube. His Cash App is in the description box. Show him some motherfucking love. Continue to support, you know, me as well. Follow me on Instagram. Email me alt@consciouztv@gmail.com. I think somebody was asking me, did I get a message on Instagram? I'm going to check my other folder. So, you know, I'll definitely be responding to any and every damn thing. If you enjoyed yourself, y'all already know what to do, baby. Show some motherfucking love to the Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV, spelled just how it is here on the platform. So if you're ever looking for how to spell my name, just look at my channel name and how it's spelled. It's Conscious the regular way, Conscious, but with the Z on the end, then TV. Okay? Patreon, Instagram, all that stuff. Love you guys. Happy hump day, and I will see you guys later. Peace.